The Prosperity Code, Joseph Murphy. Imagine for a moment that all the money you desire, all the opportunities you've been seeking, and all the freedom you've dreamed about are already available to you right now. They're not somewhere out there. They're not locked behind the economy, your job, or other people's decisions. They are already present in the most powerful creative force you own, your subconscious mind. Dr. Joseph Murphy, one of the greatest minds in the field of subconscious reprogramming, taught that wealth is first a state of consciousness before it becomes a physical reality. He showed millions of people how to tap into their inner power to create health, happiness, and financial freedom, not through struggle, but through understanding the laws of the mind. Here we learn wealth creation is not just about making money. It's about transforming your inner world so deeply that prosperity becomes your natural state of being. You'll learn why 95% of your financial life is controlled by hidden beliefs, how to plant rich ideas into your subconscious so they multiply, why wealth sometimes comes in unexpected, even miraculous ways, how to dissolve guilt, shame, and fear around money, the difference between trying to attract money and simply accepting it, and ultimately, how to live permanently in wealth consciousness. You will discover step by step how to reprogram your mind for abundance. We'll move from the very basics, understanding why you sabotage wealth, into advanced techniques like subconscious visualization, prosperity prayer, and aligning your vibration with infinite supply. But more than techniques, this journey is about identity. It's about shifting from someone who is trying to get rich to someone who simply is rich, inside and out. So as you listen, I invite you to do two things. Keep an open mind. Let go of old conditioning that says money is hard to get, that you must struggle endlessly, or that abundance is only for the lucky few. Engage your imagination. Feel these teachings. Don't just hear the words. Let them sink into the deeper layers of your mind. As Joseph Murphy said, your subconscious mind is like fertile soil. Whatever seed you plant, be it wealth or poverty, it will grow. So today, we plant the seeds of permanent prosperity. Let's begin this journey inward, where the true source of wealth resides. Why the subconscious mind controls 95% of your financial life. When you look at the state of your financial life, it's tempting to believe that it's shaped mostly by your conscious choices. You might think you earn money because you work hard, save because you decide to be disciplined, and fail financially because you lack better strategies. But the truth is far deeper and more powerful than most people realize. According to Joseph Murphy and supported by modern psychology, the subconscious mind governs nearly 95% of your daily decisions, behaviors, and emotional responses. This means that the wealth you experience, or the lack of it, is primarily a reflection of your inner programming rather than just your conscious effort. Let's explore why this is true and how it shapes your financial destiny. How the subconscious is programmed from childhood. From the moment you were born, your subconscious mind acted like a sponge, absorbing every piece of information, emotion, and experience from the people and environment around you. As a child, your brain was in a highly receptive state, especially during the first 7 years of life. During this time, you did not have a strong critical filter to question what you were told. Whatever your parents, teachers, or authority figures said about money, wealth, and life became deeply embedded as truth. If you grew up hearing phrases like, money doesn't grow on trees, rich people are selfish, or we can't afford that, those statements planted seeds of scarcity into your subconscious. Even if your conscious mind as an adult now desires wealth, the subconscious programming might still hold onto those old beliefs. You may consciously want more money, but deep inside, you might feel undeserving, afraid, or doubtful because those are the emotional imprints you received early in life. For example, a child who saw parents constantly arguing about money may grow up with a subconscious association that wealth leads to conflict. As an adult, that person might unconsciously sabotage opportunities that could lead to financial growth, just to avoid the hidden fear of future stress. Another child who saw parents struggling in poverty might internalize the belief that life is always hard, and this belief keeps them trapped in cycles of struggle. The key insight here is that your financial life is not just a product of logic. It is a product of emotional associations and beliefs stored deep in your subconscious mind. Why people unconsciously sabotage their wealth. Have you ever noticed people who suddenly receive money through a bonus, an inheritance, or even a lottery win, only to lose it quickly and return to their old financial state? This is not simply about bad luck or poor decisions. It is a subconscious self-sabotage mechanism. Your mind has what psychologists call a set point, like a thermostat, for how much wealth you feel comfortable holding. If your subconscious believes you're only worthy of a modest income, or that having too much money makes you a target for jealousy or danger, you will unconsciously find ways to get rid of any excess wealth. This may come in the form of unnecessary spending, risky investments, or sudden emergencies that drain your resources. The subconscious does this to bring you back to the financial state it considers safe and familiar. On the flip side, if your subconscious is programmed with a wealthy identity, you will naturally attract, retain, and grow money even if you face setbacks. This is why some people can lose everything and yet rebuild their wealth quickly. They're internally wired for abundance. Sabotage often happens quietly. You may delay sending an important proposal, ignore an opportunity, or procrastinate on learning new skills. On the surface, you might tell yourself you are too busy or not ready. But underneath, the subconscious may be whispering, you are not good enough for this level of success, or if you earn more, people won't like you anymore. Until you reprogram these hidden beliefs, you'll keep circling the same financial patterns. Modern science confirming Joseph Murphy's insights. What Joseph Murphy taught decades ago is now being validated by neuroscience and psychology. Studies show that 95% of our daily thoughts, emotions, and decisions are driven by the subconscious mind. Brain imaging research reveals that habits and repeated thoughts create neural pathways that become automatic programs. For example, when you repeatedly think, I can't afford this, your brain strengthens a pathway that makes this belief feel like an unquestionable fact. Over time, your mind automatically looks for evidence to support it, filtering out opportunities for abundance. This is called the reticular activating system, RAS, a part of your brain that filters information based on what you believe is true. If you believe money is scarce, your brain literally ignores chances to create more wealth. On the other hand, when you consciously and consistently affirm abundance, visualize success, and feel gratitude for prosperity, you begin to create new neural pathways. Over time, these new pathways become your new subconscious programming. This aligns with what Murphy taught, that repeated positive suggestions and imagery can reprogram the mind for success. Modern psychology also talks about implicit memory, which is the hidden memory system that drives behavior without conscious awareness. If your implicit memory contains emotional imprints of fear, shame, or lack around money, it will continue influencing your decisions without you even realizing it. The difference between conscious effort and subconscious acceptance. Now here is the most important part. Conscious effort alone cannot override deep subconscious programming. You can read all the financial books, attend wealth seminars, and work long hours. But if your subconscious mind still holds beliefs of unworthiness or fear around money, your efforts will feel like swimming upstream. Conscious effort is like planting seeds on rocky soil. The seeds may sprout briefly, but without fertile ground, they won't grow into lasting prosperity. Subconscious acceptance, on the other hand, is like planting seeds in rich, fertile soil. When your subconscious accepts the idea of wealth as natural, effortless, and good, your actions naturally align with abundance. Opportunities seem to appear at the right time. You feel inspired to take the right steps, and you attract people and circumstances that support your financial growth. This is why affirmations and visualization work only when they reach the subconscious level. Simply repeating, I am rich, without feeling it deeply or believing it is true will not create lasting change. But when you repeatedly impress the subconscious with wealth imagery, positive emotions, and faith, it begins to accept this as reality. Once the subconscious accepts a belief, it works tirelessly to make it real. So, when you understand that your subconscious mind controls 95% of your financial life, you stop blaming external circumstances and start focusing on inner transformation. Wealth is not only about strategies or luck, it is about the mental blueprint that quietly shapes every decision you make. When you reprogram this blueprint, you no longer have to force wealth. It flows naturally from who you are becoming. The invisible wealth blueprint inside you. Every person carries within them an invisible blueprint for wealth, a subconscious design that silently governs how much money they earn, save, invest, and ultimately keep. This hidden financial blueprint operates like a thermostat. No matter what you do consciously, it will always pull you back toward the level of wealth you feel safe, comfortable, and deserving of on the deepest level. This explains why two people with the same education, skills, and opportunities can end up with dramatically different financial outcomes. One person thrives effortlessly, while the other struggles despite working harder. The difference is not just external circumstances. It is the inner blueprint that determines their financial destiny. Let's break down how this invisible thermostat works, explore stories of people who rose or fell to their subconscious level, and understand why positive thinking alone is not enough to create lasting wealth. How your inner money thermostat works. Imagine a thermostat in your home set to 22 degrees Celsius. If the temperature rises above this setting, the thermostat activates cooling to bring it back down. If the temperature drops too low, it triggers the heating system to restore balance. Your subconscious mind works the same way with money. It has a set point for how much wealth you are comfortable having, based on years of programming, beliefs, and emotional associations with money. Let's say your inner thermostat is set to a modest income level because that's what you grew up seeing. Even if you temporarily earn more, through a bonus, a business deal, or unexpected windfall, your subconscious will find ways to bring you back down. You may spend recklessly, make poor investment decisions, or procrastinate on opportunities that would expand your wealth. It's not because you're consciously trying to lose money, but because your subconscious feels uncomfortable at a level beyond its familiar zone. On the other hand, if your thermostat is set for abundance, you will naturally find ways to attract and maintain wealth. Even when you face setbacks, you'll recover quickly because your subconscious believes, I am a wealthy person, and I always create prosperity. Your thoughts, emotions, and actions will align to restore you to that higher wealth set point. This is why lottery winners often lose their fortune within a few years. Their conscious mind wanted the money, but their subconscious thermostat was set to a lower level. Without changing that inner blueprint, external wealth cannot last. Stories of people who rose or fell to their subconscious level. Consider the story of John, a man who grew up in a struggling household. As a child, he often heard his parents say, "We can't afford it," and "life is hard." These statements became his subconscious truth. As an adult, John worked incredibly hard and even landed a high-paying corporate job. For a short time, his income increased dramatically, but deep down, he still believed money was scarce and difficult to keep. He unconsciously began overspending on things he didn't need, avoided looking at his bank statements out of fear, and made impulsive investment decisions that wiped out his savings. Within a few years, John found himself back at the same financial level he had grown up with. Now, contrast this with Sarah. She grew up in a middle-class home where her parents spoke positively about money. They taught her that wealth was natural, that money was a tool for freedom and contribution, and that opportunities were always available. Even when Sarah experienced job loss in her 20s, her inner blueprint was set for abundance. She quickly found new opportunities, started a side business, and within a short time, not only recovered but exceeded her previous income. Another striking example is seen in self-made millionaires who lose everything. Many entrepreneurs have faced bankruptcy, but because their subconscious blueprint was already aligned with abundance, they rebuilt their wealth faster than most people could imagine. They didn't identify as broke. They still saw themselves as creators of wealth. Their actions followed that inner identity, proving that the blueprint matters more than temporary external conditions. These stories show a universal truth. You cannot consistently live above or below the level of wealth your subconscious mind accepts as normal. Until you reset your inner thermostat, you will always drift back to the financial state your blueprint dictates. Why positive thinking alone isn't enough without subconscious reprogramming. At this point, many people assume that simply thinking positively about money will change their lives. They start repeating affirmations like, "I am rich," or "money flows easily to me," hoping to override years of negative programming. While this is a step in the right direction, it often doesn't lead to lasting results because it stays on the conscious surface level. Here's why. The conscious mind is like the captain of a small boat, while the subconscious mind is the powerful ocean beneath it. If your conscious mind says, "I want to be wealthy," but your subconscious holds decades of beliefs like, "I'm not good with money," or "rich people are greedy," the deeper program will always win. Positive thinking without emotional belief is like planting seeds on rocky soil. It won't take root. For example, someone might say affirmations daily but still feel deep anxiety whenever they pay bills. That emotional feeling of fear is what the subconscious listens to, not the empty words. The subconscious doesn't respond to forced positivity. It responds to what you truly feel and believe. This is why Joseph Murphy emphasized the power of impression rather than mere repetition. To reprogram the subconscious, you must combine thought with emotion and imagery. Visualization works because it bypasses the critical filter of the conscious mind and speaks the language of the subconscious, pictures, and feelings. When you repeatedly visualize yourself living in abundance, feeling the joy and gratitude as if it's already real, the subconscious begins to accept this new reality. Another powerful way to reach the subconscious is during the drowsy state right before sleep. In this state, your brain waves slow down and the critical conscious mind relaxes. If you impress your mind with wealth affirmations, gratitude, or prosperity imagery at that moment, the subconscious absorbs it more easily. So while positive thinking is helpful, it must be paired with deep inner work, visualization, emotional alignment, gratitude practices, and consistent repetition until the subconscious accepts the new idea. Only then does your invisible wealth blueprint reset to a higher level. allowing external change to manifest naturally. Resetting your invisible blueprint. Once you understand that an invisible wealth thermostat has been running your life, you gain the power to change it. You can raise your financial set point by consciously reprogramming your subconscious with empowering beliefs about money. Start by identifying the old beliefs you inherited, question them, and replace them with new truths that align with abundance. Visualize yourself living in financial freedom every day. Speak affirmations with emotion, not just words. Surround yourself with people and environments that reflect the wealth you desire, so your subconscious starts to accept it as normal. Over time, your inner blueprint shifts. What once felt uncomfortable, earning more, saving more, investing wisely, becomes your new default. You won't have to force wealth. It will flow naturally because your subconscious now supports it. The truth is, your external financial life is just a shadow of your inner beliefs. Change the blueprint, and the results will follow. Money as a mirror of inner beliefs. Money is more than paper, metal, or numbers in a bank account. It is a reflection, a mirror of what is happening inside your mind. Your external financial reality is shaped, moment by moment, by the beliefs you hold deep within your subconscious. If you think of your life as a movie, money is one of the clearest characters that reveals the script you've been running unconsciously. It reflects your feelings of self-worth, your sense of safety, your ideas about abundance, and even your hidden fears. This is why two people can have the same income yet experience completely different financial lives. One feels constantly trapped in lack, while the other effortlessly multiplies their resources. It's not the money itself that creates these experiences. It's the inner beliefs and emotional programming behind it. Let's explore how external finances reflect internal programming, how to identify hidden fears about wealth, and why simply wanting money is not the same as accepting it. How external finances reflect internal programming. Imagine your mind as a projector and your life as the screen. The external financial situations you see, your income, your debts, your savings, are the projection of the beliefs running silently in your subconscious. If the inner film is one of lack, fear, or unworthiness, that's exactly what will appear on the screen of your life. For example, someone who holds the subconscious belief, "I'm not good with money," will naturally act in ways that confirm it. They might avoid looking at their bank statements, overspend impulsively, or procrastinate on learning about investments. Even if they get a raise, their habits and choices will bring them back to financial struggle because the inner program hasn't changed. On the other hand, someone who believes, "I am capable of creating wealth," will automatically take different actions. They'll see opportunities where others see obstacles, feel comfortable managing their finances, and make decisions that grow their resources. Even in tough times, they'll rebound quickly because their inner belief supports abundance. This is why Joseph Murphy emphasized that the subconscious is the treasure house within. If you keep impressing it with thoughts of prosperity, it will manifest as external wealth. If you fill it with fear and doubt, it will show up as lack and limitation. So, when you look at your current financial reality, instead of blaming circumstances, ask, what inner beliefs are being reflected here? Is there a sense of scarcity, fear of loss, or confidence and trust in abundance? Your money is simply mirroring what you truly believe about yourself and the world. Identifying hidden fears about wealth. Many people consciously say they want more money, but deep down, they carry hidden fears that block it from coming. These fears are often inherited from family, culture, or personal experiences and remain buried in the subconscious. Let's uncover some of the most common hidden fears about wealth. Fear of judgment or rejection. You might subconsciously believe that if you become wealthy, people will dislike you, envy you, or think you've changed. This fear of losing love and acceptance can keep you at a lower financial level. Fear of responsibility. More money often brings new responsibilities. Managing it wisely, making decisions about investments, and sometimes dealing with more complex relationships. If your subconscious associates wealth with stress, it will avoid it. Fear of failure or success. Some people fear failing and proving they're not capable, while others fear succeeding because it might push them out of their comfort zone. Both fears create inner resistance to wealth. Fear of becoming bad. If you were taught that money is the root of all evil, or that rich people are greedy, you may secretly fear that having wealth will make you a worse person. Fear of loss. If you've experienced financial loss in the past, you might subconsciously believe that having money is unsafe because it can be taken away. These fears often operate quietly. You might not consciously realize you have them, but they influence your choices, habits, and even your ability to see opportunities. For example, if you fear judgment, you might avoid promoting your business fully. If you fear loss, you might avoid investing altogether. One powerful way to uncover hidden fears is to write down your automatic thoughts about money. Do you feel tension in your body when you think about wealth? Do you hear an inner voice saying, "It's too hard," or "People like me don't get rich"? Becoming aware of these hidden fears is the first step to releasing them. The difference between wanting money and accepting wealth. Here lies one of the most profound truths Joseph Murphy taught. Wanting money is not the same as accepting wealth. Most people want more money. They say, "I want to be rich, I want financial freedom," or "I want more opportunities." But deep inside, they haven't truly accepted the idea of being wealthy. Wanting comes from a place of lack. When you want something, you are acknowledging that you don't have it. Your subconscious then focuses on the absence of money, reinforcing scarcity. It's like saying, "I want warmth," while still feeling the cold. Accepting wealth, on the other hand, means you have internalized it as already yours. It's a state of allowing. You see wealth as natural, normal, and safe. You don't feel desperate or anxious because you know, deep in your subconscious, that abundance is part of your reality. For example, someone who wants money might think, "I'll be happy when I finally have enough." But someone who has accepted wealth thinks, "I'm already abundant." More money is simply an expression of who I am. That subtle inner shift makes all the difference. The subconscious responds to feelings of already having, not the constant yearning for more. This is why visualization and gratitude are so powerful. When you visualize yourself already living in abundance and feel the emotions of gratitude as if it's real now, your subconscious begins to accept wealth as present. It stops seeing it as something far away and starts aligning your actions and opportunities to match that inner acceptance. Another way to test whether you've accepted wealth is to notice how you react to the idea of receiving large amounts of money. Do you feel joy and excitement, or do you feel doubt and discomfort? If wealth still feels too big or too much for you, it means your subconscious hasn't fully accepted it yet. Shifting the mirror. The beauty of this understanding is that you don't need to fight your external reality. You only need to shift the internal beliefs that create it. When you change the image in the projector, the movie on the screen automatically changes. Start by observing your current financial life without judgment. Treat it as feedback, a mirror showing you what your subconscious believes. Then begin to gently replace the limiting beliefs with empowering ones. Visualize yourself already living in abundance. Feel what it's like to be financially free, safe, and generous. Affirm daily that wealth is natural, good, and aligned with your true self. As these new beliefs take root in your subconscious, you'll notice external changes naturally following. Opportunities will appear, you'll make better decisions without forcing them, and your relationship with money will become lighter and more positive. Remember, money is not the cause of your emotions, it's the reflection of your inner world. Change the inner world, and the reflection must change. The language of the subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is like the most powerful computer in existence, capable of processing millions of bits of information every second. But unlike your conscious, logical mind, it doesn't communicate in words, reasoning, or complex explanations. It speaks a different language, a language of images, emotions, and repetition. Understanding this language is the key to influencing your inner mind, so it works for your prosperity instead of against it. When you know how to speak directly to your subconscious, you can dissolve old limiting beliefs and replace them with a new wealth blueprint. You no longer struggle to force yourself into abundance. Your inner programming automatically aligns with prosperity. Let's explore why the subconscious responds to images, emotions, and repetition, how you can speak directly to it for financial success, and some simple exercises to bypass its resistance. Why the subconscious responds to images, emotions, and repetition. The subconscious mind doesn't process information the way the conscious mind does. It doesn't evaluate, analyze, or question. Instead, it absorbs and stores impressions. That's why it responds powerfully to three things: imagery, emotional intensity, and repeated messages. Think about dreams. They're full of symbols and pictures, not logical essays. This is because your subconscious naturally thinks in pictures. If you say the word wealth, your conscious mind may think of definitions, but your subconscious instantly conjures an image, maybe a luxurious home, a bank statement with large numbers, or even a negative picture like people fighting over money. These images carry emotional weight, and that emotional weight is what makes an impression on the subconscious. Emotion is the fuel for subconscious programming. A single emotionally charged experience can leave a deeper imprint than years of neutral thinking. For example, if as a child you felt deep shame when your parents argued about money, that emotional intensity stamped a belief into your subconscious. Maybe money causes pain, or I'm not safe when there's financial stress. Later in life, this belief will influence your behavior without you even realizing it. Repetition is the third piece of the puzzle. The subconscious mind learns through habit. Just like learning to ride a bicycle or tie your shoes, repeated messages create automatic patterns. If you repeatedly think, I can't afford this, or money is hard to get, those thoughts become an unquestioned program. Likewise, if you repeatedly affirm abundance with genuine feeling, the subconscious will eventually accept it as truth. So, to truly reprogram your subconscious, you must use imagery, emotion, and repetition together. That's the language it understands. How to speak directly to your inner mind for prosperity. To speak directly to your subconscious, you need to bypass the critical, logical conscious mind. The conscious mind is like a gatekeeper. It wants to protect you based on what it already believes is true. If you tell yourself, I am wealthy, but your conscious mind sees your current bank balance, it might reject the statement. But when you communicate in the subconscious's native language, imagery, feeling, and repeated suggestion, you slip past the gatekeeper and plant new seeds of belief. Here are some effective ways to do this. Visualization with feeling. Close your eyes and imagine yourself already living in financial abundance. See the details vividly. Where are you living? What does your day look like? Who are you with? Feel the emotions you would feel: joy, peace, gratitude, security. The more real it feels in your inner world, the faster your subconscious accepts it as reality. Affirmations in a relaxed state. Affirmations like, I am worthy of great wealth, or money flows easily to me, work best when you're in a relaxed, receptive state. Right before sleep or just after waking up, your brain is in a theta wave state, which is more open to suggestion. Repeating affirmations in this state impresses the subconscious more effectively than when you're fully alert and distracted. Prosperity self-talk with emotion. The subconscious listens to your inner dialogue, especially when it's charged with emotion. If you constantly say, I never have enough money, it takes that as a command. Instead, practice self-talk like, I'm so grateful that wealth is growing in my life every day. Say it with feeling, not as a robotic statement. Mental rehearsal of success. Athletes use this technique all the time. They mentally rehearse their ideal performance until the subconscious mind treats it as real practice. You could do the same for wealth. Imagine yourself confidently making financial decisions, attracting opportunities, and easily handling large amounts of money. This mental rehearsal builds a new identity within you. When you speak to your subconscious in this way, you're planting a new story. Over time, it becomes the dominant story, replacing the old one of lack or struggle. Simple exercises to bypass resistance. Sometimes the conscious mind resists new ideas, especially if they contradict years of programming. For example, if you've always struggled financially, saying, I am rich may feel fake, and your mind will reject it. To bypass this resistance, you can use subtle yet powerful techniques. Wouldn't it be nice if technique? Instead of saying something your mind might resist, like, I'm already wealthy, say, wouldn't it be nice if more money flowed into my life? This softens the statement. It doesn't create inner conflict because it's framed as a possibility, not a forced truth. Your subconscious begins to open to the idea without resistance. Gratitude for what you already have. Gratitude shifts your focus to abundance instead of lack. When you genuinely appreciate the money and resources you already have, your subconscious begins to associate money with positive feelings rather than anxiety. This creates a fertile ground for more wealth. Incremental beliefs. If I am a millionaire feels too far from your current reality, start with a belief that feels closer, like I'm becoming more financially free each day, or I'm open to new opportunities for prosperity. As your subconscious accepts these smaller steps, you can gradually expand to bigger wealth affirmations. Nighttime programming. The moments before sleep are the most powerful for subconscious reprogramming because your mind is naturally relaxed. Each night, visualize yourself in a life of abundance for a few minutes before drifting off. Pair it with a simple affirmation like, I am deeply grateful for the wealth flowing to me now. Over time, this nightly habit imprints prosperity into your inner mind. Emotional anchoring. Pick a memory or image that makes you feel truly joyful and safe. While holding that feeling, affirm wealth statements. The positive emotion becomes linked to the affirmation, making it more acceptable to the subconscious. Why this works for prosperity. When you use images, emotions, and repetition, you're speaking the exact language your subconscious understands. You're no longer trying to force change with willpower alone. You're creating inner alignment. As these new ideas take root, your beliefs, habits, and perceptions shift naturally. You'll start noticing opportunities you previously overlooked. You'll feel inspired to take actions that align with abundance. You'll stop sabotaging yourself without even knowing why. The subconscious doesn't distinguish between what's real and imagined. It simply accepts what's repeatedly impressed upon it. This is why someone can mentally rehearse wealth until it becomes their new normal. And once the subconscious accepts wealth as normal, it begins to guide you effortlessly toward that reality. So, when you want to change your financial life, don't just focus on external strategies. Speak the language of your inner mind. Paint vivid pictures of prosperity. Feel the joy of abundance as if it's already here. Repeat it often enough that it becomes second nature. Over time, the outer world must mirror the inner shift. Remember, you don't need to force wealth. You need to plant it inside, nurture it with emotion and repetition, and let your subconscious mind naturally grow it into your reality. Planting wealth seeds in the fertile subconscious. Your subconscious mind is like a fertile garden. Whatever seeds you plant in it, whether positive or negative, will grow and multiply. It doesn't question whether a seed is good or bad, helpful or harmful. It simply nurtures whatever is sown. If you plant seeds of scarcity, fear, and unworthiness, they will sprout as financial struggles, missed opportunities, and self-sabotage. But if you plant seeds of abundance, wealth, and confidence, they will grow into prosperity and success. Joseph Murphy often emphasized that the subconscious doesn't argue with you. It accepts the ideas you consistently feed it. The key to transforming your financial life is to consciously plant the right seeds. Let's explore how the law of growth works in your inner mind, the difference between positive and negative money seeds, and how you can replace old beliefs with rich, empowering ideas. The law of growth. What you plant will multiply. Every thought you think, especially those repeated with emotion, is a seed. When you focus on something consistently, your subconscious accepts it as truth and begins to manifest it in your life. This is the universal law of growth. What you give attention to expands. Think of a small acorn. When planted in the soil, it doesn't remain an acorn. It grows into a massive oak tree over time. The same happens with your thoughts about money. A small seed of worry, like, I might not have enough, can grow into a life filled with constant financial anxiety. A small seed of abundance, like, money flows easily into my life, can grow into unexpected opportunities and a sense of ease with wealth. The subconscious mind is neutral like soil. It doesn't care what you plant, it simply multiplies it. If you plant a rose seed, you get roses. If you plant a thorn bush seed, you get thorns. Likewise, if you repeatedly dwell on debts, lack, or fear, the subconscious nurtures those ideas and creates more of them in your external life. If you dwell on prosperity, gratitude, and freedom, it nurtures those instead. This is why it's so important to become aware of your dominant thoughts and feelings about money. Most people unconsciously plant weeds in their mental garden without realizing it. They complain about bills, fear the future, or talk about how money is tight, not realizing that every complaint is a seed that will grow into more financial stress. To change your financial reality, you must first take control of what you're planting. Positive versus negative money seeds. Let's look at the kinds of seeds most people plant in their subconscious when it comes to money. Negative money seeds. Fear of lack. Constantly worrying about running out of money. Limiting beliefs. I'm not good with money. Rich people are greedy. Or it's selfish to want more. Guilt or shame. Feeling undeserving of wealth or associating money with bad memories. Scarcity language. Saying, I can't afford this. Money is hard to come by. Or there's never enough. When these seeds are planted, the subconscious nurtures them by making you notice more reasons to worry. You'll subconsciously make choices that reinforce the idea of lack. You may delay taking opportunities, attract unreliable clients, or unconsciously spend in ways that keep you stuck. Positive money seeds. Belief in abundance. Knowing the universe is full of opportunities and resources. Wealth identity. Seeing yourself as capable, deserving, and comfortable with money. Gratitude for existing resources. Appreciating even small amounts of wealth, which amplifies the feeling of abundance. Empowered language. Saying, I'm finding new ways to increase my income, money flows freely to me, or I always have what I need. When you plant positive seeds, your subconscious nurtures them in the same way. It will bring ideas, people, and circumstances into your life that match your inner expectation of abundance. You'll feel inspired to take better financial actions without forcing yourself. You'll see opportunities where you previously saw problems. The difference between these two sets of seeds is subtle but powerful. It's the difference between creating more scarcity or attracting more prosperity. How to replace old beliefs with new rich ideas. The good news is that no matter how many weeds are currently in your subconscious garden, you can always plant new seeds and transform it. Old beliefs are not permanent. They're just deeply rooted patterns that can be replaced with new ones through conscious effort. Here's how to replant your mental garden with rich, empowering ideas. Identify the old seeds. Start by noticing your current financial self-talk. Do you often say, I'm broke, I never have enough, or making money is so hard? These are the seeds you've been unconsciously planting. Also, reflect on your childhood messages about money. Did you hear things like, we can't afford that? Or, money causes problems? Becoming aware of these seeds is the first step to replacing them. Challenge the old beliefs. Ask yourself, is this belief absolutely true? For example, if you believe money is hard to get, look for evidence that money has come easily in some situations. If you believe rich people are selfish, find examples of wealthy individuals who are generous. This process weakens the roots of old negative seeds. Plant new seeds with emotion. Simply thinking a new belief once isn't enough. You must plant it repeatedly with feeling. Choose affirmations like, I am worthy of financial abundance, or money flows to me in expected and unexpected ways. Say them with gratitude and excitement, as if they are already true. Visualize your ideal financial life. Spend a few minutes daily imagining yourself living in abundance. See yourself paying bills with ease, saving confidently, investing wisely, and enjoying the freedom money brings. Make the picture as vivid as possible. The subconscious accepts what it sees and feels repeatedly. Use the power of repetition. Just like planting seeds in a garden takes time, planting wealth ideas in your subconscious requires consistency. Repeat affirmations daily. Visualize every night before sleep. Listen to positive prosperity messages regularly. Over time, the new seeds take root and begin to grow naturally. Act in alignment with the new belief. When you plant a new idea, also take small actions that reinforce it. For example, if you affirm, I'm a good steward of money, start by organizing your finances or learning a new skill about investing. Action waters the seeds and accelerates growth. The process of growth is natural. When you plant a seed in the soil, you don't dig it up every day to see if it's growing. You simply water it, give it sunlight, and trust the natural process. The same is true for planting wealth ideas in your subconscious. Once you've planted positive seeds, nurture them with daily gratitude, visualization, and affirmations. Don't constantly doubt or question whether it's working. Over time, you'll begin to notice subtle shifts. You'll feel more comfortable with the idea of wealth. Opportunities you didn't see before will appear. You'll make better decisions without forcing yourself. It will feel natural because the subconscious, once it accepts a new belief, works tirelessly to make it real. Become a conscious gardener of wealth. Your subconscious mind is always growing something. The question is, are you consciously planting what you want, or are you letting old, negative seeds grow by default? The weeds of scarcity will take over if left unattended, but when you intentionally plant seeds of abundance, prosperity becomes inevitable. So, become the conscious gardener of your mind. Each thought, each word, each visualization is a seed. Choose them wisely. Plant ideas of wealth. Water them with gratitude and feeling, and trust the natural law of growth. Just as a garden transforms with care and attention, your financial life will blossom when you cultivate the right inner seeds. The power of faith and acceptance. One of the greatest truths Joseph Murphy taught is that faith is the bridge between your desire and its manifestation. When it comes to wealth, faith means more than hoping or wishing. It's a deep inner knowing, a calm confidence that abundance is yours, even before you see it in your external reality. This is why believing you are rich matters far more than simply trying to be rich. Trying implies effort, strain, and struggle. Believing implies trust, ease, and alignment with the natural flow of abundance. When you have faith, your subconscious mind accepts wealth as your truth, and it begins to orchestrate events, ideas, and opportunities to match that inner belief. Without faith, you can work hard, repeat affirmations, and take endless action, yet still struggle, because doubt is secretly pulling you backward. Let's explore why believing you are rich is more powerful than trying, how to move from doubt to inner knowing, and some real-life stories that show the incredible results of subconscious faith. Why believing you are rich matters more than trying to be rich. Trying always carries the energy of lack. When you try to get something, you're implicitly admitting that you don't already have it. For example, if you say, I'm trying to become wealthy, your subconscious hears, I'm not wealthy yet, and it reinforces that state of not having. Belief, on the other hand, is a state of being. When you believe you are rich, even if your bank account hasn't caught up yet, you are aligning your inner identity with wealth. The subconscious then works tirelessly to make the external reality match the inner belief. This is why people who identify as wealthy on the inside seem to naturally attract opportunities, resources, and ideas. They don't force it, it flows. Conversely, people who keep identifying as broke, unlucky, or struggling continue to find themselves in situations that reflect that belief. Belief is powerful because your subconscious cannot tell the difference between a vividly imagined reality and a physical one. When you repeatedly believe and feel rich within, your subconscious accepts it as true and begins to create the conditions to support it. Joseph Murphy often said, "Your subconscious mind accepts what you feel to be true." So if you truly feel abundant, if you accept wealth as normal, safe, and natural, your subconscious will align your behavior, decisions, and environment with that feeling. That's why believing you are rich is more effective than endlessly trying to be rich. How to move from doubt to inner knowing. But what if your current reality is filled with bills, debts, or financial stress? How do you move from doubt, where wealth feels far away, to inner knowing, where you accept it as already yours? Here's a step-by-step process to shift your inner state. Acknowledge your doubt without judgment. Doubt is natural when you're starting out. Instead of fighting it, simply recognize it. Say to yourself, "Yes, right now my reality shows limitation, but I'm choosing to believe in a higher possibility." Awareness dissolves the emotional charge of doubt. Plant small seeds of belief. If believing "I'm a millionaire" feels too big, start with a softer belief like "I'm open to more money flowing into my life," or "Every day I'm becoming more financially free." These incremental beliefs are easier for your subconscious to accept, and they build momentum. Use visualization to make it real. Close your eyes and imagine yourself already living the life you desire. Don't just see it, feel it. Feel the relief of paying off debts, the joy of financial freedom, the pride of helping your family. When you combine imagery with emotion, the subconscious accepts it as reality faster. Practice gratitude for what you already have. Gratitude shifts your focus from lack to abundance. When you truly appreciate what you already have, even if it's small, you send a message to your subconscious that you're already rich in many ways. This attracts more things to be grateful for. Immerse yourself in prosperity thinking. Surround yourself with positive books, audios, and people who reinforce abundance thinking. When your environment constantly reflects wealth consciousness, it's easier to move from doubt to acceptance. Act as if, without going into reckless spending, begin acting in small ways like the wealthy version of yourself would. Maybe that means organizing your finances, learning about investments, or simply walking with more confidence. Actions aligned with belief reinforce the subconscious. Over time, these practices create a shift. Doubt fades because the new belief starts to feel more real than the old one. Faith grows naturally, not as forced optimism, but as a calm inner knowing. Real-life success stories of subconscious faith. History is full of people who transformed their lives financially through the power of inner belief and acceptance. Story 1. The struggling salesman who became a millionaire. There was a salesman who could barely make ends meet. He read Joseph Murphy's The Power of Your Subconscious Mind and decided to try visualization. Every night before sleep, he imagined himself closing big sales, shaking hands with clients, and depositing large commission checks. At first, it felt silly. His current reality was far from wealthy. But he persisted. Within 6 months, his sales doubled. Within a year, he was one of the top earners in his company. He later said the biggest change wasn't in the market. It was in his self-image. He believed he was successful, so his subconscious made him act and feel like a top performer. Story 2. The woman who went from debt to financial freedom. A woman overwhelmed by debt started practicing faith-based affirmations. She wrote, "I am financially free. I am grateful that money flows easily and abundantly to me," and repeated it several times a day with gratitude. She also visualized herself debt-free, feeling the relief as if it had already happened. Slowly, unexpected opportunities came. A new freelance project, a family member repaid an old loan, and her employer offered a raise. Within a year, she paid off her debt. She credited it to faith and acceptance that her financial freedom was inevitable. Story 3. The entrepreneur who lost everything but bounced back. After a failed business, an entrepreneur was left with nothing. Instead of identifying as broke, he kept affirming, "I am still wealthy within. My ability to create wealth is intact." He visualized himself launching a successful new venture and felt gratitude for the lessons learned. Within 2 years, he built a new company even more profitable than the first. He explained that the key was refusing to accept poverty as his identity. His faith in his wealth consciousness attracted the right ideas and partnerships. These stories show a common pattern. They all moved from doubt to faith. They didn't wait for their external circumstances to change before believing. They believed first, and the circumstances followed. Faith turns the invisible into the visible. Faith is like planting a seed. When you put a seed in the ground, you don't see immediate results. But you trust the process because you know the seed is alive and growing beneath the surface. Likewise, when you plant the seed of wealth in your subconscious through faith and acceptance, you may not see instant change, but beneath the surface, the subconscious is arranging the right people, ideas, and events to bring it into form. Faith removes the need for desperate striving. It allows you to relax into the knowing that abundance is already aligned with you. When you stop doubting and start accepting, your actions naturally become inspired, your decisions become wiser, and your energy attracts more opportunities. Accept wealth as already yours. The most powerful shift you can make for financial abundance is to stop trying and start believing. See yourself as already wealthy inside, even if your current reality hasn't caught up. Move from doubt to faith by visualizing, affirming, feeling gratitude, and taking small aligned steps. Remember this: your subconscious accepts what you truly believe. When you believe you are rich, not someday, but now, your inner mind will guide you toward that reality with precision. Faith is the spark that turns invisible wealth into visible prosperity. Exposing the myths about money. Money is one of the most misunderstood subjects in the world. From childhood, most of us are bombarded with messages about money, some direct, others subtle. Over time, these messages solidify into myths that shape how we think, feel, and behave financially. Many of these myths are negative, creating fear, guilt, or shame around wealth. They become deeply embedded in the subconscious and silently influence our financial choices without us even realizing it. To build true wealth, we must first expose these myths for what they are, false ideas passed down through generations, and replace them with empowering truths. Let's look at some of the most common money myths, how they silently control behavior, and how to consciously reprogram them to support prosperity instead of blocking it. Common negative money myths. Money is the root of all evil. This is one of the most widespread and damaging myths. People often misquote the Bible, which actually says the love of money is the root of all evil, not money itself. Money is neutral. It has no inherent morality. It simply reflects the consciousness of the person using it. In the hands of a kind person, money can feed the hungry, build schools, and heal the sick. In the hands of someone with ill intentions, it can cause harm. But money itself is not evil. It is a tool. Rich people are greedy or selfish. Many grow up hearing that wealthy individuals are corrupt, exploit others, or hoard their resources. While there are certainly examples of greed, there are also countless wealthy people who are generous, ethical, and impactful. Believing this myth subconsciously creates a fear of becoming wealthy because you don't want to be like those people. Your subconscious will sabotage your efforts to get rich if it thinks it will make you a bad person. You have to work extremely hard to make money. Hard work is often glorified as the only path to wealth. While effort is important, it's not the whole story. Many people work tirelessly their entire lives, yet remain broke because they're working with the wrong mindset and strategies. Wealth comes more from creativity, value creation, and intelligent decisions than from sheer struggle. Believing you must suffer to earn makes money feel heavy and exhausting. Wanting more money is selfish. This myth makes people feel guilty for desiring financial freedom. But the truth is, when you have more money, you have more ability to help others, support your family, and create positive change. Poverty doesn't serve anyone. It only limits your capacity to give. There's never enough to go around. Scarcity thinking is deeply ingrained in society. Many believe wealth is a limited pie, and if someone has more, others must have less. But money is a form of energy. It circulates, grows, and can be created in infinite ways. Believing in scarcity keeps you stuck in fear and competition instead of abundance and collaboration. I'm just not good with money. This myth becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. When you believe you're naturally bad at handling finances, you avoid learning about it, make poor decisions, and confirm your belief. But financial skills can be learned like any other skill. It's not a fixed trait. These myths may sound harmless at first, but they create powerful subconscious blocks. How these myths silently control behavior. Money myths don't just sit in your mind as harmless ideas. They actively influence your decisions, habits, and even your ability to see opportunities. Let's explore how they secretly control financial behavior. Self-sabotage when income increases. If you believe rich people are greedy, you might unconsciously spend or lose money when you earn more, so you don't feel like you're becoming greedy yourself. Avoiding wealth altogether. If you think money is evil, your subconscious may make you procrastinate on starting a business, asking for a raise, or investing because deep down, you don't want to be associated with evil. Overworking without increasing wealth. Believing you must work painfully hard for money can trap you in endless labor without ever finding smarter ways to grow income. You'll reject easy opportunities because you think it can't be that simple. Feeling guilt and shame around money. When you feel selfish for wanting more, you'll suppress your desire for financial freedom. Even when you do earn money, you might feel guilty spending or enjoying it, staying stuck in scarcity mode. If you believe there's never enough, you'll hoard money out of fear, miss collaborative opportunities, and operate from a mindset of survival rather than growth. These myths are like invisible chains. You may consciously want to be rich, but your subconscious, programmed by these myths, keeps pulling you back into limitation. Until you rewrite these beliefs, no amount of external effort will create lasting wealth. Replacing toxic money myths with empowering truths. To free yourself from these myths, you need to consciously challenge them and install empowering truths that align with abundance. Here's how. Reframe the myth with the truth. Take each negative belief and reword it with a positive, expansive truth. For example, money is the root of all evil. Money is a tool that amplifies who I already am. Rich people are greedy. Wealthy people can also be generous and do great good. Wanting more money is selfish. The more abundance I have, the more I can help others. Look for real-life proof. Your subconscious responds strongly to evidence. Find examples of wealthy people who are kind, generous, and ethical. Read stories of how money has improved lives and communities. This helps your inner mind see that wealth can be positive. Create new prosperity affirmations. Affirm empowering truths daily, like, money is good, and I use it for good purposes. I'm open to receiving wealth with ease and joy. There's more than enough wealth for everyone. Speak these affirmations with emotion, especially in relaxed states like before sleep. Surround yourself with abundance thinking. Spend time with people, books, and media that reflect healthy, empowering attitudes toward money. If your environment reinforces abundance, it's easier to believe. Practice gratitude and giving. When you appreciate the money you already have and give even a small portion, you prove to yourself that wealth is a positive force. Gratitude and generosity dissolve guilt and fear around money. Visualize wealth as safe and positive. Imagine yourself wealthy and notice how it feels. See yourself using money responsibly, helping your family, supporting good causes, creating freedom. The subconscious needs to feel that wealth is safe, good, and aligned with your values. Empowering money truths to adopt. As you clear old myths, replace them with new wealth truths that support your financial growth. Money is neutral energy. It takes on the character of the person using it. Wealth expands possibilities. It allows you to express your highest self and contribute more. There is infinite abundance. Wealth is created through ideas, creativity, and value. It's not a limited resource. I am worthy of prosperity. Wealth is my natural state, not something I have to beg for. Rich people can be kind and generous. Wealth and goodness can coexist. I can learn and grow financially. Being good with money is a skill, not a fixed identity. When these truths become your dominant beliefs, your subconscious begins to support prosperity instead of resisting it. You'll no longer feel inner conflict about desiring wealth. You'll see money as a friend, not an enemy. Freedom from the myths creates true wealth. Once you expose and replace these myths, you remove the inner blocks that were quietly sabotaging your financial growth. You'll feel lighter, more open, and more at peace with the idea of wealth. Instead of guilt or fear, you'll experience excitement and gratitude about creating abundance. The reality is, money itself was never the problem. It was the stories about money that created the problem. By changing the story, you change your relationship with money, and ultimately, you change your financial destiny. Remember, money is not evil, scarce, or selfish. It is simply a tool, a mirror that reflects your inner beliefs. When you embrace empowering truths, the mirror reflects abundance back to you, healing money guilt and shame. Many people consciously want wealth, yet subconsciously push it away. They might work hard, save diligently, or even attract opportunities, but something deep inside makes them sabotage their progress. Why? Often, it's because of unresolved guilt and shame around money. Money guilt can come from childhood, cultural conditioning, or past financial mistakes. It's a heavy emotional weight that tells you, I don't really deserve wealth, or if I have more, someone else will have less, or I'm a bad person for wanting money. Shame can also come from regrets. Maybe you mishandled money in the past, made poor investments, or grew up in an environment where you were taught money caused pain. This emotional residue silently affects your relationship with money. To truly experience financial freedom, you must heal these hidden wounds. Let's explore how childhood experiences create financial guilt, why you subconsciously push money away because of it, and a powerful forgiveness technique to release past financial trauma. How childhood experiences create financial guilt. Most of our money beliefs are formed in childhood, long before we even understand what money really is. As children, we observe how our parents or caregivers talk about, feel about, and handle money. These observations sink into the subconscious without question. Here are some common childhood experiences that create guilt and shame around money. Hearing arguments about money. If you grew up in a household where money caused stress, tension, or fights, your subconscious may have linked money with pain and conflict. As an adult, you might unconsciously avoid making or keeping too much money to stay safe from that same emotional chaos. Being told we can't afford that, constantly hearing we can't afford it, or money doesn't grow on trees creates a deep feeling of lack. You might feel guilty for wanting things or believe you're a burden if you have desires. Later, you may feel uncomfortable asking for more money or charging what you're worth. Seeing wealth demonized. If you grew up in an environment where wealthy people were criticized, they're greedy, or they must have cheated to get rich, your subconscious may have decided it's better to stay poor than be seen as bad or selfish. Receiving mixed messages. Perhaps you were told to study hard so you could make good money, yet simultaneously told that wanting money was materialistic. This conflicting programming creates inner confusion and guilt whenever you desire wealth. Being shamed for mistakes. If as a child you lost money, broke something expensive, or made a financial mistake and were scolded harshly, you may carry shame into adulthood. It becomes a hidden fear of not being responsible enough to handle wealth. These early experiences are powerful because they carry emotional intensity. The subconscious mind, which learns through emotions, accepts them as truths, even if they're irrational. Why you subconsciously push money away. When guilt and shame are tied to money, your subconscious doesn't see wealth as safe. It sees it as something that could trigger pain, rejection, or inner conflict. So even if you consciously want money, a deeper part of you may resist it. Here are some ways guilt and shame make you push money away without realizing it. Self-sabotaging financial opportunities. You might procrastinate on applying for a better-paying job, avoid asking for a raise, or forget to follow up on business leads. On the surface, it looks like laziness, but underneath, it's the belief, I don't deserve more. Overspending or losing money. Some people unconsciously spend money as soon as they get it, because deep down, holding on to it feels uncomfortable. Others make poor investment decisions or lend to unreliable people, almost as if they're trying to get rid of the burden of wealth. Undercharging or undervaluing your work. If you feel guilty about receiving money, you'll often underprice your services or hesitate to receive fair payment. You might feel you're taking something away from others. Rejecting help or gifts. Some even feel unworthy of receiving money from others, so they reject offers of financial help or avoid accepting gifts, thinking they're imposing or undeserving. Constant anxiety around money. Even when you have enough, you might feel constant worry or discomfort, as if you're waiting for something to go wrong. This is the subconscious guilt resurfacing whenever you have or handle money. This is why traditional hard work alone doesn't solve money struggles. Until the guilt is healed, the subconscious will find ways to return to the familiar state of lack or struggle. A forgiveness technique to release past financial trauma. The good news is that guilt and shame are learned emotions. They are not your natural state. And what was learned can be unlearned. You can forgive the past and release the heavy emotions tied to money. Here's a powerful 3-step forgiveness technique you can use to heal your relationship with money. Step 1. Bring awareness without judgment. Sit quietly and think about the earliest memory you have of money causing pain, shame, or guilt. Maybe it was seeing your parents argue. Maybe it was being told you were expensive or too much. Maybe it was a mistake you made as an adult. Simply acknowledge it without blaming yourself or anyone else. Say internally, this was the experience that shaped my belief. It's not my fault for absorbing it. I was doing the best I could with what I knew. Awareness is the first step in dissolving the hidden charge these memories hold. Step 2. Forgive yourself and others. Guilt and shame linger because we hold on to resentment toward ourselves, our parents, or society. Forgiveness is not about excusing harmful behavior. It's about freeing yourself from the emotional chain. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and repeat. I now forgive myself for any mistakes I've made with money. I was learning. I did the best I could at the time. I forgive my parents and family for the money beliefs they passed on. They were also doing the best they knew. I release them with love. I forgive society for the confusion and fear around money. I now choose a higher truth. Say this slowly with feeling. Imagine the heavy emotions melting away as you speak these words. Step 3. Install a new loving belief. After forgiveness, you must replace the old belief with a new, empowering one. Place your hand on your heart and say, I am worthy of abundance. Money is safe. I can handle it with wisdom and love. I release all guilt and allow wealth to flow to me freely. Visualize yourself feeling light, free, and open to receive. See yourself handling money responsibly and generously, without fear or shame. Repeat this process for several days, especially when old feelings of guilt resurface. Over time, the subconscious will accept this new belief as truth. Additional ways to heal money guilt. Write a letter to money. Write a heartfelt letter to money as if it were a person. Apologize for fearing it, avoiding it, or resenting it. Then write how you want to build a healthier relationship with it moving forward. This creates an emotional release. Practice receiving without resistance. When someone offers to pay for your coffee or gives you a gift, accept it graciously instead of feeling awkward or unworthy. Train yourself to receive without guilt. Reframe money as a positive tool. Each time you spend or receive money, affirm, money is a tool for good. It supports my life and helps me bless others. This shifts money from something dirty or painful into something purposeful. Celebrate small wins. When you manage money well, even in small ways, acknowledge yourself. Building self-trust reduces shame about your ability to handle finances. The freedom beyond guilt and shame. When you release guilt and shame around money, something incredible happens. Your energy shifts. You no longer feel tense, conflicted, or fearful about wealth. You allow yourself to desire more without self-judgment. You handle money with calm confidence instead of anxiety. Most importantly, you stop pushing it away. You become an open channel for abundance because your subconscious no longer associates money with danger, guilt, or pain. Instead, it feels natural, safe, and aligned with your values. Remember, wealth is not just about numbers. It's about how you feel about money. Heal the feelings, and the numbers will follow. Overcoming the poverty consciousness cycle. Have you ever noticed how some people always seem to live on the edge of financial struggle, no matter how much money they make? They may get a raise, receive unexpected income, or temporarily improve their situation. Yet somehow, the money disappears and they find themselves right back in the same place. This isn't random bad luck. It's the result of a deeply rooted poverty consciousness cycle. Poverty consciousness isn't just about having little money. It's a mindset and emotional state that constantly recreates lack. Even if external circumstances change, the internal programming stays the same, and it pulls you back to a familiar pattern of scarcity. To truly break free, you must address the hidden emotional addiction to struggle. Stop unconsciously recreating lack and install new rituals that shift your inner state toward lasting prosperity. Let's explore how this cycle works and how to step into true abundance. The hidden emotional addiction to struggle. It might sound strange to say someone is addicted to financial struggle. After all, who wants to suffer? But the subconscious mind seeks what is familiar, not necessarily what is good. If you grew up in an environment where scarcity was normal, your nervous system may have learned to feel safe in struggle. Here are ways poverty consciousness becomes emotionally addictive. Struggle feels familiar. If you grew up hearing money is always tight or constantly saw your family worrying about bills, your subconscious recorded that as your baseline. Even as an adult, abundance can feel unsafe or unfamiliar because it contradicts what you know. Struggle can bring attention or connection. As children, some people noticed that their family only united or paid attention to each other during hard times. Financial hardship may have been the one thing that created closeness. So, subconsciously, struggle becomes linked to love and belonging. Struggle validates self-worth beliefs. If deep down you feel unworthy of wealth, your subconscious will create situations that match that belief. Struggle confirms the inner narrative. See, I'm not good enough to have more. Struggle becomes part of your identity. If you've lived in scarcity for a long time, it may become who you think you are. You might identify as someone who's always hustling, barely getting by, or not lucky with money. Letting go of struggle feels like losing a piece of yourself. Struggle feels like proof of hard work. Society often glorifies the hard worker who sacrifices everything. Subconsciously, some people equate financial struggle with being virtuous or earning their place, so they feel guilty if money comes easily. This is why simply making more money doesn't always solve the problem. Unless you heal the subconscious comfort with struggle, you'll find ways to bring yourself back to it through overspending, poor decisions, or missed opportunities. How to stop unconsciously recreating lack. The first step to breaking the poverty consciousness cycle is awareness. Notice where you may be unconsciously repeating patterns that lead to lack. Here are common ways people recreate scarcity without realizing it. Living at the edge of income. Whenever income increases, expenses also rise. This keeps you stuck in the same paycheck-to-paycheck pattern, no matter your salary. Sabotaging financial opportunities. You procrastinate on applying for better jobs, delay asking for a raise, or avoid learning new skills that would increase income. Neglecting money management. Not tracking spending, avoiding budgeting, or refusing to look at your bank account keeps you in chaos rather than clarity. Rejecting help or resources. Feeling uncomfortable receiving assistance, discounts, or gifts reinforces the idea that you must do it alone and stay in struggle. Clinging to scarcity language. Constantly saying, I can't afford that, money doesn't grow on trees, or life is so expensive programs your subconscious to maintain lack. To stop this cycle, you must consciously choose new patterns, even when they feel unfamiliar. Here's how to start. Acknowledge the old identity. Say to yourself, I have lived with poverty consciousness, but it's not who I am. It's just a pattern I learned. I can choose a new identity now. Redefine safety and comfort. Tell your subconscious that abundance is safe. Visualize yourself feeling calm, peaceful, and relaxed with money. Remind yourself, it is safe for me to have more than enough. Challenge scarcity thoughts. When you catch yourself thinking, I'll never have enough, replace it with, there are endless ways for money to flow to me. Repetition creates a new mental habit. Take small, prosperity-aligned actions. Start managing your money with clarity, even if it's just tracking your expenses. Learn something new about investing or income growth. Small steps prove to your subconscious that you can handle more. Celebrate every bit of abundance. When you receive unexpected money, a discount, or even a free coffee, celebrate it. This trains your mind to notice abundance rather than lack. The more you practice these new behaviors, the more you rewire your subconscious to accept prosperity instead of struggle. Prosperity rituals that shift your internal state. Because poverty consciousness is more about state of being than just external money, you need rituals that change how you feel about wealth. Here are some simple yet powerful practices. Morning gratitude for what you already have. Each morning, list 5 things you're financially grateful for, no matter how small. For example, I'm grateful I can afford my morning coffee. I'm grateful my bills are paid this week. I'm grateful for the skills that allow me to earn money. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's missing to what's present. Affirm abundance daily. Write or speak affirmations that reprogram your subconscious. Examples. I always have more than enough. Money flows to me in expected and unexpected ways. I release the need to struggle and allow ease. Say them with feeling, especially when you're relaxed, like right after waking up or before sleep. Visualize an abundant version of you. Spend a few minutes daily imagining yourself already living in financial freedom. See yourself handling money wisely, feeling calm and happy, and enjoying life without stress. This trains your subconscious to accept abundance as normal. Create an abundance trigger. Place a small reminder in your wallet or home, a coin, a note that says, I am abundant, or even a picture of your financial goals. Every time you see it, take a deep breath and feel grateful for the wealth already coming your way. Declutter and upgrade your environment. Poverty consciousness often shows up as clutter, disorganization, or neglect. Clean and organize your space, even in small ways. Treat yourself to small upgrades. A nicer pen, a better wallet to signal to your subconscious, I'm worthy of better things. Give, even in small amounts. When you give, even a tiny amount, you prove to yourself that you're not in lack. Giving creates a flow of energy. It tells your subconscious, I have enough to share, and more will return to me. Pause before spending. Instead of spending impulsively out of fear or habit, pause and ask, is this choice aligned with the abundant version of me? This small shift builds financial self-awareness. These rituals may seem simple, but they gradually shift your inner state. When you feel abundant, your external reality begins to reflect it, breaking the cycle for good. Escaping poverty consciousness isn't about magically wishing for millions. It's about changing the internal pattern that keeps recreating lack. When you release the emotional addiction to struggle, stop sabotaging yourself, and adopt prosperity rituals, you rewire your subconscious. The result? You no longer feel at home in scarcity. Struggle becomes uncomfortable, while abundance feels natural. You begin to make better decisions, attract better opportunities, and handle money with ease because your inner identity has shifted. Remember, poverty consciousness is not your true nature. It's just a learned habit of thought and feeling. And habits can be changed. You were born into an abundant universe. When you align your inner state with that truth, the cycle of struggle finally ends. The prosperity auto-suggestion formula. Most people have heard of affirmations, short, positive statements you repeat to yourself to influence your subconscious mind. But if you've ever tried saying things like, I am rich, without feeling any real change, you might think affirmations don't work. The truth is, affirmations do work when used correctly. Joseph Murphy taught that the subconscious mind is like fertile soil. Whatever seed you plant in it, good or bad, will grow. Autosuggestion is the conscious planting of wealth seeds in your inner mind. But just like gardening, it's not just about throwing seeds anywhere. It's about planting them in the right way at the right time and nurturing them with emotion and repetition. Let's explore how to craft wealth affirmations that actually work, when and how often to repeat them for maximum impact, and some powerful sample affirmations inspired by Joseph Murphy. How to craft wealth affirmations that actually work. Most people fail with affirmations because they repeat empty words their subconscious doesn't believe. To be effective, affirmations must bypass the conscious mind's doubt and be accepted as truth by the subconscious. Here's the formula for making them powerful. Keep them simple and positive. Your subconscious doesn't process long, complicated sentences well. Use clear, simple statements that focus on what you want, not what you don't want. Instead of, I will no longer be poor, say, I am abundantly supplied with wealth. Use the present tense. Affirmations must feel immediate. Saying, I will be rich someday, pushes the desire into the future. Instead, affirm as if it's already true now. I am rich in every way. Include emotional words. Your subconscious responds to emotion more than logic. Add feeling words that spark gratitude, joy, or peace. I'm deeply grateful for the money flowing to me now. Focus on the end result, not the how. Don't worry about the exact way money will come. Simply affirm the desired outcome. I always have more than enough to meet my needs and desires. Make it believable. If you're starting from deep financial struggle, affirming I am a billionaire may trigger inner resistance. Instead, use softer affirmations that your mind can accept, like I am open and ready to receive greater wealth now. Over time, you can expand to bigger statements. Combine words with mental imagery. Joseph Murphy emphasized that the subconscious responds best to imagination plus feeling. While affirming, also visualize the desired reality. See yourself holding a check, paying off bills, enjoying freedom. Repeat with a calm, relaxed mind. When you're tense or desperate, the subconscious resists. When you're relaxed, such as before sleep or right after waking, your mind is more receptive. When you craft affirmations with these principles, they become like powerful seeds that naturally take root in your inner mind. Timing and repetition for maximum impact. The when and how often you repeat affirmations is just as important as the words themselves. Joseph Murphy recommended strategic timing to access the subconscious more easily. Right before sleep, the hypnagogic state. Just before falling asleep, your mind drifts into a relaxed, suggestible state. Repeating affirmations in this window allows them to bypass conscious resistance and sink into the subconscious effortlessly. Spend 5 to 10 minutes affirming wealth gently as you drift off, right after waking up. Similarly, the moments after waking are powerful because your mind hasn't yet fully activated its logical, critical thinking. Starting your day with prosperity thoughts sets a positive tone and programs your inner mind for abundance. During relaxation or meditation, when you're calm, after deep breathing, meditation, or even a warm shower, the subconscious is more open. Repeat affirmations slowly and with feeling during these times. Use repetition throughout the day. You don't need to chant affirmations all day long, but a few intentional moments during the day, like while waiting in line or during a quiet break, help reinforce the new belief. Attach them to daily habits. Pairing affirmations with routine activities makes them easier to remember. For example, say them while brushing your teeth, driving, or walking. Consistency matters more than intensity. How many times should you repeat them? There's no magic number, but the key is quality over quantity. 10 deeply felt affirmations in a relaxed state are more powerful than 100 mindless repetitions. The subconscious responds to sincerity and emotion, not robotic chanting. Sample money affirmations from Joseph Murphy. Joseph Murphy gave many beautiful examples of prosperity affirmations in the power of your subconscious mind. Here are some inspired by his teachings. I am one with the infinite riches of my subconscious mind. It is my right to be rich, happy, and successful. Wealth flows to me freely, abundantly, and endlessly. I am forever conscious of my true worth. Money is God's idea of maintaining the circulation of his treasures. I am a divine channel of abundance and prosperity. Every day, in every way, I am becoming richer and richer. I am open and receptive to new channels of income. I give thanks for the unexpected and expected blessings of wealth. I am worthy of financial freedom, and I allow money to come to me with ease. Joseph Murphy often suggested using a compound affirmation, one you repeat regularly without strain until it feels natural. Here's one of his most famous prosperity formulas. I am now writing in my subconscious mind the idea of God's wealth. God is the source of my supply, and all my needs are met at every moment of time and point of space. God's wealth flows freely, joyously, and ceaselessly into my experience, and I give thanks for his riches forever circulating in my life. This affirmation is powerful because it acknowledges abundance as a divine, infinite source, shifts focus from lack to gratitude, uses vivid language like flows freely and ceaselessly that the subconscious understands. A simple prosperity auto-suggestion routine. Here's a 5-minute daily ritual you can adopt to make affirmations truly effective. Relax your body and mind. Sit or lie down comfortably. Take a few deep breaths. Release any tension. Visualize a scene of abundance. Imagine yourself in a specific situation of financial freedom, paying off debts, traveling, giving to family. Make it vivid and emotionally uplifting. Speak the affirmation slowly and softly. Choose 1 or 2 affirmations that resonate with you. Say them slowly, with feeling, as if you already believe them. For example, I always have more than enough money for my needs and desires. Wealth flows to me freely and easily, and I use it wisely. Feel gratitude. As you affirm, feel the emotion of gratitude as if it's already real. Gratitude locks the feeling into your subconscious. End with trust. Finish by saying, "It is done. Thank you, thank you, thank you." Then let it go. Trust that the subconscious is now working on it. This short but focused routine is far more powerful than hours of strained affirmations. Why this formula works. The subconscious mind is like a child. It believes what it hears repeatedly, especially if it's paired with strong feelings and vivid images. Auto-suggestion works because repetition builds familiarity. The more often you hear something, the more the subconscious accepts it as true. Emotion creates impact. A single deeply felt affirmation is worth more than 100 empty words. Imagination bypasses resistance. When you visualize and feel it as already done, the subconscious doesn't argue. It accepts. Timing softens the conscious mind. Relaxed states, like before sleep, reduce mental barriers and make the subconscious more receptive. Over time, these affirmations shift your internal identity. Instead of identifying as someone who struggles with money, you start seeing yourself as someone who is naturally abundant. And when the inner identity changes, external results follow. Planting prosperity seeds daily. The prosperity auto-suggestion formula is simple but powerful. Craft affirmations that feel true and uplifting. Repeat them at the right times with relaxed emotion and combine them with gratitude and visualization. Remember, it's like planting seeds. You don't see the harvest immediately, but trust that the subconscious is working beneath the surface. As Joseph Murphy said, whatever you impress on your subconscious mind is expressed on the screen of space as condition, experience, and event. So, plant wealth thoughts daily. Let them take root. In time, they will grow into the financial freedom you desire. Mental movie technique for money creation. Your subconscious mind doesn't think in words. It thinks in pictures and feelings. That's why visualization is one of the most powerful tools for creating wealth. Joseph Murphy often emphasized that the subconscious cannot distinguish between something vividly imagined and something experienced in reality. When you create a mental movie of yourself already living in financial freedom, your subconscious accepts it as truth. Over time, it begins to guide your actions, decisions, and even external circumstances to align with that inner image. This is why top athletes rehearse their wins in their minds before competing, and why successful entrepreneurs visualize their goals as if already achieved. Let's explore how to create a vivid inner scene of wealth. Why your mind cannot tell the difference between real and imagined experiences, and a step-by-step guided visualization you can use daily to magnetize money. Why your mind can't tell the difference between real and imagined. Your subconscious mind is like fertile soil. It doesn't analyze whether the seed you plant is real or fake. It simply takes the image and feeling you give it and works to make it true. Think about when you watch a scary movie. You know it's fictional, yet your body reacts. You feel tense, your heart races, your palms sweat. Why? Because your subconscious can't distinguish between a real threat and an imagined one. The same principle applies to wealth visualization. When you vividly imagine yourself holding a large check, paying off debts, or living in your dream home, while feeling the joy and gratitude as if it's real, your subconscious begins to accept that as your new reality. It starts looking for ways to make it happen. Joseph Murphy explained it this way. The subconscious works with whatever mental images dominate your mind. If you constantly replay scenes of lack, debt, and struggle, you reinforce poverty. But if you consistently project mental movies of abundance, the subconscious moves toward that. How to create a vivid inner scene of wealth. The key to making the mental movie effective is vividness plus emotion. Here's how to craft a scene your subconscious will accept. Choose a specific goal. Don't just visualize being rich. Pick one specific, meaningful financial milestone. It could be receiving a check for a specific amount, paying off all your debts, depositing money into your savings account, living in your dream home, helping your family financially. Specificity gives your mind something clear to work with. Make the scene short and simple. Joseph Murphy advised creating a scene that would happen after the goal is achieved. For example, instead of visualizing the entire process of making money, visualize yourself celebrating after it's done. Keep it short, a few seconds long, so it's easy to repeat. Engage all five senses. Imagine what you'd see, hear, feel, smell, and even taste in that moment. The more sensory detail you add, the more real it feels. What color is the room? What clothes are you wearing? What words are people saying to congratulate you? Can you feel the texture of the check or the smoothness of your new car's steering wheel? Add strong positive emotion. Feeling is the secret ingredient. Imagine the joy, gratitude, relief, and pride you'd feel if the scene were real. Emotion gives the image power and helps it sink into the subconscious. Replay the same scene consistently. Your subconscious learns through repetition. It's better to repeat one clear scene daily than to visualize random, different things each time. Step-by-step guided visualization, your mental movie of wealth. Here's a simple 10-minute guided visualization you can do each day. Step 1. Relax the body. Sit or lie down in a quiet place where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes. Take a slow, deep breath in. Hold for a moment, then exhale slowly. Repeat this 3 to 4 times until you feel calm. Step 2. Clear the mind. Mentally scan your body from head to toe and release any tension. Imagine a wave of relaxation moving through you. Tell yourself, I am calm. I am safe. I am open to receive abundance. Step 3. Begin the scene. Now bring to mind a specific moment that proves you are financially free. Maybe it's sitting at your desk opening a letter with a large check. Maybe it's logging into your bank account and seeing a high balance. Maybe it's celebrating with family after paying off your debts. Step 4. Add sensory details. What do you see? Maybe you see the check in your hand, the numbers written clearly. Maybe you see your spouse smiling or your children laughing. What do you hear? Imagine the sound of your family congratulating you or your own voice saying, "It's finally done." What do you feel? Feel the paper of the check, the softness of your couch as you relax, or even the warmth of a loved one's hug. What emotions rise within you? Feel the relief, joy, and deep gratitude filling your whole body. Step 5. Anchor the feeling. As you fully immerse yourself in this mental movie, let the feelings of abundance expand in your chest. Whisper to yourself, "This is real. This is mine now. I am so grateful." Step 6. End with a simple phrase. As the visualization ends, affirm gently, "Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is done." Then release the image. Don't force it. Trust that your subconscious has received the impression. Step 7. Return calmly. Take a deep breath, slowly count from 1 to 5, and open your eyes. Carry the feeling of abundance with you into the day. This visualization only needs 5 to 10 minutes daily. Done consistently, it imprints a new mental blueprint on your subconscious. Why this works? The science of mental movies. There's both spiritual and scientific reasoning behind this technique. The subconscious accepts repeated imagery as reality. When you repeatedly imagine something with emotion, the subconscious begins to treat it as a memory, making it easier to manifest externally. Your reticular activating system, RAS, filters reality. In neuroscience, the RAS in your brain focuses your attention on things that align with your dominant thoughts. Visualizing wealth makes you notice opportunities, people, and ideas that support financial growth. Feeling abundance attracts similar experiences. On an energetic level, feeling gratitude and wealth raises your vibration, aligning you with circumstances that match that feeling. Joseph Murphy explained it simply. If you persistently imagine a happy ending, your subconscious will bring it to pass. Tips for making the mental movie more powerful. Visualize right before sleep. The mind is most suggestible during the drowsy state before sleep. Play your mental movie for a few minutes in bed. Keep it consistent. Don't change your scene too often. Repeat the same one daily until it feels natural and real. Feel, don't force. You don't have to see every detail perfectly. What matters most is the emotion of the scene. Combine with affirmations. After the visualization, affirm something like, "I now accept this reality as mine. Thank you for this abundance." Let it go during the day. After the mental movie, trust the subconscious to work on it. Don't obsess about how it will happen. Example wealth visualization scene. Imagine this simple but powerful scene. You're sitting at your dining table with your laptop open. You log into your online banking and see your account balance is far beyond what you need. You feel a wave of calm joy wash over you. You call your spouse or friend and say, "It's done. We're free now. Everything is paid. We have more than enough." You hear their happy voice celebrating with you. You feel deep gratitude as you close the laptop, take a sip of your favorite drink, and relax fully knowing you're financially secure. This short scene, replayed daily, can rewire your subconscious for abundance. Your mind is the movie projector of reality. Your life is a reflection of the images and emotions impressed upon your subconscious mind. If you keep projecting scenes of lack, your outer world will mirror it. But if you deliberately play mental movies of wealth with joy and gratitude, your inner projector will eventually cast abundance onto the screen of your reality. As Joseph Murphy said, whatever you conceive as true in your subconscious mind becomes your reality. So, choose your mental movie carefully. Make it clear, make it vivid, feel it deeply, and play it over and over until it feels natural. Soon, what was once just an inner scene will show up in your outer life. Sleeping rich, programming wealth before bed. Your conscious mind may be busy during the day, thinking, analyzing, worrying, but at night, it takes a back seat. When you drift into sleep, the subconscious mind becomes most active and receptive. It doesn't sleep. It keeps working on the last thoughts and emotions you fed it before bed. This is why Joseph Murphy emphasized the incredible power of nighttime programming. Whatever you impress upon your mind in those drowsy moments before sleep sinks deep into the subconscious and continues working while you rest. If you go to sleep worrying about bills and debts, you're planting seeds of fear and lack. But if you go to sleep with images of wealth and affirmations of abundance, you're planting seeds of prosperity that will grow even as you dream. Let's explore why the subconscious is most powerful during sleep, how to use nighttime affirmations and self-talk, and how this practice can even help you wake up with inspired ideas for wealth creation. The power of the subconscious during sleep. Your mind has two layers. The conscious mind, the rational, thinking part you use during the day. The subconscious mind, the deeper part that stores beliefs, habits, and emotions and runs 95% of your life automatically. When you're awake, your conscious mind acts as a filter. It questions things, doubts them, and sometimes blocks new ideas. But as you drift towards sleep, your brain waves slow down, moving from active beta waves to relaxed alpha and theta waves. In this drowsy, hypnagogic state, the conscious mind relaxes and the subconscious becomes wide open to suggestion. This is why you sometimes dream about whatever you're thinking about before bed. Joseph Murphy wrote, "Your subconscious mind does not argue with you. It accepts what you believe. Whatever you feel is true will be accepted by your subconscious and brought to pass. So if you deliberately feed it wealth thoughts before sleep, it will work through the night to create conditions, ideas, and opportunities that align with that wealth consciousness." Nighttime affirmations and guided self-talk. To sleep rich, you need to end your day with rich thoughts. Think of it as planting seeds in your mind's garden right before the soil becomes most fertile. Here's how to do it. Step 1. Release the day's worries. Before bed, don't carry the energy of stress or financial anxiety with you. If your mind is cluttered, do a quick mental release. Take a deep breath. Say softly, "I now let go of all worries about money. I trust that everything is being resolved for my highest good." This clears the mental space so the subconscious can accept new, positive suggestions. Step 2. Relax your body and mind. Lie down comfortably. Close your eyes. Slowly scan your body from head to toe, releasing tension. Take deep, slow breaths. As you exhale, feel your body melting into the bed. When you're deeply relaxed, your brain shifts into a receptive state where affirmations sink in easily. Step 3. Speak wealth affirmations slowly. In this calm state, begin affirming wealth statements in a gentle, sleepy voice or silently in your mind. Examples: I am one with infinite abundance. Wealth flows to me in perfect ways while I sleep. I am worthy of unlimited prosperity, and it is manifesting now. I give thanks for the financial freedom that is already mine. Say them slowly, with a sense of peace and gratitude, as if it's already done. Step 4. Play a mental movie of wealth. Visualize a short, specific scene that represents financial success, seeing a high bank balance, receiving a check, or celebrating with loved ones. Feel the relief, joy, and gratitude. Let it play softly in your mind like a dream. Step 5. Drifting off with a prosperity phrase. As you become drowsy, repeat one short phrase over and over until you fall asleep. For example, "Thank you for my ever-increasing wealth. I sleep in peace and wake in abundance. I am rich in all ways, and my wealth grows effortlessly." This final phrase is what the subconscious will hold onto as you drift into deep sleep. Why nighttime programming works so well. At night, your subconscious mind is free from daytime distractions. It takes the last thought you had and works on it all night long. If you go to bed thinking about debts, it reinforces the feeling of lack. If you go to bed feeling wealthy and grateful, it reinforces abundance. This explains why people often wake up with solutions to problems. They impress the subconscious with a question or intention before sleep, and it worked on it overnight. Your subconscious also controls your habits, creativity, and intuition. When programmed for wealth, it guides you toward opportunities, new ideas, and even people who can help you prosper. How to wake up with inspired money ideas. One of the amazing side effects of sleeping rich is that you often wake up with inspired ideas, new ways to make money, solve financial challenges, or attract resources. Here's how to use sleep for creative wealth insights. Ask your subconscious a clear question before bed. For example, what is the next step for increasing my income? How can I attract more clients easily? What is a simple way to pay off my debts? Say it calmly, then let it go, trusting that the answer will come. Affirm that you'll receive guidance. Say, tonight, my subconscious will reveal the perfect solution. I will wake up with clarity and inspired ideas. Keep a notebook by your bed. When you wake up, write down any thoughts, dreams, or ideas immediately, even if they seem random. Often, these are subconscious insights in symbolic form. Many inventors, artists, and entrepreneurs have received breakthroughs from dreams or morning inspiration. You can do the same for financial breakthroughs. Sample nighttime prosperity routine, 10 minutes. Here's a simple nightly routine you can use. 5-minute gratitude reset. Before bed, list 5 things you're grateful for financially. Even small things like I paid my bills this week or I had a nice meal. Gratitude creates a positive emotional state for sleep. 3-minute wealth affirmations. Lie down and relax. Slowly repeat. I am one with the infinite riches of my subconscious mind. Money comes to me freely, abundantly, and endlessly. 2-minute mental movie. Visualize yourself already financially free. Feel the emotions. Smile as you drift into sleep. Drift off with a simple phrase. As you fall asleep, gently repeat one phrase like, "Thank you for my overflowing wealth." Do this nightly. It reprograms your inner wealth blueprint effortlessly over time. Powerful nighttime wealth affirmations. Here are some Joseph Murphy inspired affirmations you can use before bed. I sleep in peace, knowing infinite wealth is circulating in my life. My subconscious is attracting new opportunities for prosperity right now. Every night, as I sleep, my wealth grows in miraculous ways. I give thanks for the abundance that flows to me while I rest. These are short, soothing, and easy for the subconscious to absorb during sleep. The cumulative effect of sleeping rich. The beauty of this technique is that it requires no extra effort during the day. You simply shift what you think about during the final minutes before sleep. Over time, this nightly programming releases financial anxiety. You stop falling asleep worrying and start falling asleep in peace. Builds an abundance mindset. Your subconscious gradually replaces poverty thoughts with wealth thoughts. Attracts creative ideas. You wake up with clarity, insights, and fresh energy. Opens new opportunities. As your inner belief changes, your external circumstances begin to align. Like planting seeds, you may not see results instantly, but with consistent nightly programming, wealth consciousness becomes your natural state, and your life follows. Rest while your mind creates riches. Your subconscious mind never sleeps. It's always working, even when you're in deep rest. So why not direct it deliberately? Instead of replaying fear and worry, impress it with images of abundance, gratitude, and financial freedom. As Joseph Murphy said, your future is the result of the thoughts you think in the present. Think good and good follows. Think wealth and wealth follows. So tonight, let yourself sleep rich. Drift off with a calm heart, knowing that while you rest, your inner mind is creating the path to prosperity. You'll wake up renewed, inspired, and closer to the wealth you desire. The prosperity prayer method. Joseph Murphy often said that prayer is not about begging some distant power to give you what you want. It's about aligning your mind with the infinite intelligence within you. True prayer is a state of belief, gratitude, and expectation that activates the creative power of your subconscious. When you pray correctly for prosperity, you're not pleading for money. You are recognizing that abundance already exists and affirming your right to receive it. This is why Murphy's simple prayers often brought seemingly instant results. They bypassed doubt and directly impressed the subconscious with the feeling of already having the wealth desired. In this chapter, we'll explore how Joseph Murphy's prosperity prayers worked, share powerful examples you can use daily, and explain how combining gratitude with expectation makes your prayers irresistible to the subconscious mind. How Joseph Murphy's simple prayers brought instant results. Why did Murphy's prayers work so quickly for so many? Because they weren't long, complicated, or filled with desperation. They were short, clear, and saturated with belief. He understood that the subconscious accepts whatever is impressed upon it with feeling, not with fear or pleading. Here's what made his prosperity prayers so effective. They focused on the end result. Murphy didn't pray about how money would come. He simply affirmed that the result was already done. For example, I give thanks for the immediate and constant supply that is mine now. They recognized the infinite source. Instead of looking to a specific person or job for money, his prayers acknowledged God or the universal mind as the ultimate source of supply. This removed fear of where it would come from. They were filled with gratitude and calm expectation. His prayers always carried the feeling of gratitude, like someone who already received the blessing. That feeling of completion is what the subconscious accepts as reality. They were repeated until accepted. Murphy advised repeating the prayer calmly and consistently until you felt it was true. Once the subconscious accepted it, the external result naturally followed. Examples of wealth prayers. Here are some Joseph Murphy-style prosperity prayers you can use. Read them slowly, with deep feeling, as if they're already true. 1. The Infinite Supply Prayer. Infinite Spirit, you are the source of all my supply. I now accept my divine right to be abundantly provided for. I'm grateful for the constant flow of wealth into my life. I rest in the knowing that everything I need comes to me in perfect timing and perfect ways. Thank you for your endless riches circulating through me. This prayer shifts your focus from lack to the abundance that already exists. It affirms that you are connected to the infinite supply. 2. The Specific Need Prayer. If you have a specific financial need, pray like this. Thank you, infinite intelligence, for the immediate fulfillment of this need. I know there is no lack in the universe, and I joyfully accept the perfect solution. Money flows to me easily for this purpose, and I give thanks for its complete manifestation now. Notice how it's not begging, it's thanking in advance for the solution. 3. The Prosperity Mindset Prayer. I am one with the boundless riches of the universe. My subconscious mind accepts this truth now. I am richly and abundantly supplied. Wealth flows to me in avalanches of abundance. I give freely and receive freely. I'm grateful for the prosperity that is mine now. This prayer is more about reprogramming your wealth consciousness than asking for a specific outcome. 4. The Business or Income Prayer. Divine wisdom guides me in all my financial affairs. My business is divinely directed, and it prospers beyond my expectations. Every idea I need comes to me clearly. I am grateful for the customers, clients, and opportunities that flow to me in perfect ways. 5. The Overnight Prayer. Say this before sleep. I now release all thoughts of lack and limitation. I know my subconscious mind is the storehouse of infinite riches. As I sleep, new opportunities, ideas, and channels of wealth are prepared for me. I wake up renewed, guided, and divinely prospered. This allows the subconscious to work on your prosperity while you rest. Combining gratitude with expectation. The real secret of Murphy's prosperity prayer method is the fusion of gratitude and expectation. Gratitude is the feeling that it's already done. It signals to your subconscious that you already possess the thing you desire. Expectation is the calm assurance that it must show up in the outer world because it's already accepted within. When you pray with both gratitude and expectation, you create a completed mental state. The subconscious then moves to express that completion in the physical world. Here's an example of how to combine them. Instead of saying, "Please help me find money to pay my bills," say, "Thank you that my bills are already paid in full. I'm so grateful that the money is here now. I expect and accept the perfect supply with ease." Do you feel the difference? One is begging from a place of fear. The other is claiming from a place of certainty. How to use the prosperity prayer method daily. Choose a quiet time, morning, before sleep, or any time you can relax without distractions. Relax your body and mind. Take a few deep breaths. Feel your shoulders drop. Enter a calm, receptive state. Speak your prayers slowly. Don't rush. Let the words sink in. Feel the truth of what you're saying. Feel the answer as done. Imagine how you would feel if the prayer were already answered. Let that feeling of gratitude and relief fill you. End with thank you. Gratitude seals the prayer. Say, "Thank you. It is done." Then release it and trust your subconscious to handle the details. A real-life example from Murphy's teachings. Joseph Murphy often shared stories of people who used simple prosperity prayers with dramatic results. One man urgently needed $500 to pay rent. Instead of panicking, he calmly prayed, "I give thanks for the immediate and constant supply that is mine now. I am divinely guided, and all my needs are met instantly." He repeated this prayer several times a day, always with calm faith, never with desperation. Within 48 hours, an old friend unexpectedly sent him a check for exactly $500. Why did it work? He didn't beg or doubt. He affirmed abundance, as already present. He released the how. He trusted the subconscious to bring the right channel. He prayed with gratitude and expectation. His inner state matched the desired outcome. Short prosperity prayers you can use anytime. I am open to unexpected financial blessings today. Thank you for the overflowing abundance now flowing into my life. Infinite supply is my birthright, and I claim it now. Every day, in every way, I am becoming richer and richer. Repeat these whenever you feel fear or doubt creeping in. They instantly shift your focus back to abundance. Why simplicity works best. You don't need long, elaborate prayers. In fact, the more complicated they are, the harder it is for the subconscious to absorb them. Murphy explained, the answer to prayer is not according to your words, but according to your belief and acceptance of what you affirm. So a short, sincere prayer like thank you for the perfect supply, said with deep feeling, can be more powerful than hours of anxious pleading. The prosperity prayer formula. Here's a simple 4-step formula you can remember. Acknowledge the infinite source. Infinite intelligence is the source of my supply. Affirm what you want as already done. I now receive abundance freely and easily. Feel gratitude and relief. I'm so thankful that it is done now. End with calm expectation. I'll let it go and trust the perfect result. Use this formula for any financial need. Pray as if it's already done. The prosperity prayer method is not about pleading for money. It's about aligning your inner belief with the truth that abundance already exists. When you pray with gratitude, expectation, and calm faith, your subconscious accepts it as reality and moves to bring it into your life. Joseph Murphy summarized it beautifully. Prayer is the soul's sincere desire. It is the movement of your thought in the direction of your desired good. Believe you have received it, and you shall. So today, stop praying from lack. Pray from fulfillment. Pray as if the answer is already here, because in the realm of the subconscious, it is the law of supply. Why there's no real lack. Most people live with a deep-seated belief that there is not enough money, not enough opportunity, not enough resources. This belief fuels competition, fear, and constant struggle. But Joseph Murphy taught that this scarcity mindset is an illusion. The truth is that abundance is the natural state of the universe. There is no real lack. There is only the appearance of lack caused by limited thinking. When you understand the law of supply, you realize that you are always connected to an infinite source of wealth, ideas, and opportunities. Once you align your mind with this truth, money and resources begin to flow naturally into your life. Let's explore why abundance is the default nature of life, how to tap into this limitless supply, and how to break free from the scarcity illusion that keeps so many people stuck in poverty consciousness. Why abundance is the natural state of the universe. Look at the world around you. Nature is not stingy. A single tree can produce thousands of seeds, each with the potential to grow into another tree. Oceans hold vast, endless amounts of water. The sun gives more energy in a single day than humanity could use in a year. Life itself is expansive and overflowing. Everywhere you look in nature, there is evidence of surplus and growth. There's no sign that the universe is running out of anything. It continually regenerates, renews, and creates more. Joseph Murphy explained it this way. There is no limit to the wealth in the universe for you. There is an infinite supply. You are entitled to a full, happy, prosperous life. Scarcity is not the true nature of reality. It is the result of human consciousness that believes in limitation. When we think small, we experience small. When we align with the expansive nature of the universe, we experience abundance. Scarcity is an illusion created by the mind. Why do so many people feel like there's not enough? Because the mind gets conditioned by early experiences, societal beliefs, and fear. If you grew up hearing, money doesn't grow on trees, there's only so much to go around, rich people are lucky or greedy, then you unknowingly accepted a worldview where supply is limited. But this is only a belief, not a universal truth. When you look deeper, you realize money is just a symbol of value, and new value is created every day. Ideas, creativity, and solutions, the true sources of wealth, are infinite. Opportunities are constantly multiplying as human innovation grows. Scarcity thinking closes your mind. It makes you hoard, compete, and live in fear. Abundance thinking opens your mind. It makes you create, collaborate, and expand. How to tap into infinite supply. If the universe is abundant, how do you personally connect to that endless flow? You do it through conscious alignment with the law of supply. Here are 3 key ways to access this infinite reservoir of wealth and ideas. 1. Shift from fear to trust. You cannot tap into abundance if you're constantly worrying about lack. Fear blocks the flow. Trust opens it. When you trust that life supports you, you stop clinging to what you have and allow new channels of supply to appear. You begin to see opportunities that fear blinded you to. A simple daily affirmation to build trust. I live in a friendly, abundant universe. All my needs are met in perfect ways. 2. Recognize that supply is mental and spiritual, not just physical. Money, clients, and opportunities are effects, not the cause of wealth. The true cause is your inner belief and connection to infinite intelligence. Joseph Murphy taught that your subconscious mind is directly connected to this limitless source. When you plant the right idea of wealth in your subconscious, it naturally attracts the outer form, money, resources, people, to match it. So instead of begging for money, work on building the consciousness of supply. Feel abundant first, and the physical supply follows. 3. Give open the flow. The law of supply is like the circulation of blood. If you hoard and never let anything flow out, you cut yourself off in a larger stream. When you give, whether it's money, time, or value, you open yourself to receive more. This doesn't mean reckless spending. It means giving from a place of confidence that you are always supported. Try this affirmation. I give freely and fearlessly, knowing that as I give, I open the way for greater abundance to return to me multiplied. Breaking free from the scarcity illusion. To permanently escape the mindset of lack, you must challenge the false beliefs you've been taught. Scarcity belief number 1. There's only so much to go around. Truth. Supply is infinite because human creativity is infinite. New wealth is created every day through ideas, innovation, and collaboration. Scarcity belief number 2. If someone else gains, I lose. Truth. The universe is not a zero-sum game. When others prosper, they often create more opportunities, jobs, and ideas that benefit everyone. Scarcity belief number 3. I have to fight and struggle for money. Truth. True wealth doesn't come from struggle. It comes from alignment with the flow of life. When you do what you love and serve others with value, money follows naturally. Once you stop believing in these illusions, you realize you are already connected to supply. It's like discovering that you were sitting next to a running stream of water the whole time while thinking you were dying of thirst. Practical ways to live in the flow of supply. Daily abundance meditation. Spend a few minutes visualizing yourself surrounded by limitless supply, like standing in an endless field of gold or sitting under a sky raining down opportunities. Feel the vastness of it. Speak words of plenty. Stop saying things like, I can't afford that, or there's never enough. Replace them with, I always have more than I need, and supply is always flowing to me. Give something every week. Even a small act of giving keeps the circulation open. It sends a signal to your subconscious that you live in abundance, not lack. Look for proof of abundance daily. Notice the overflowing fruits in a market, the endless sunlight, the billions of dollars circulating in the economy. Train your mind to see plenty instead of shortage. A short abundance prayer. Here's a Joseph Murphy style prayer to align with the law of supply. Infinite Spirit is the source of all supply. I am one with the boundless riches of the universe. Money, ideas, and opportunities flow to me freely, endlessly, and in perfect order. I release all thoughts of limitation, and I accept abundance as my natural state. Thank you for the constant, never-failing supply now manifesting in my life. Say this daily until it feels true. A real-life illustration. Murphy shared a story of a woman who constantly feared losing her job. She worried every day about layoffs and imagined herself in poverty. Eventually, her fear became reality. She was let go. After learning about the law of supply, she changed her thinking. Instead of fearing loss, she began affirming, I am always provided for. Better opportunities are flowing to me now. Within weeks, she was offered a higher-paying job with better conditions. The supply didn't change, the belief did. You are surrounded by infinite supply. There is no real lack in the universe, only the illusion of lack created by limited thinking. The law of supply is simple. What you believe to be available is what you experience. When you think small, you cut yourself off from the flow. When you align with the truth of infinite abundance, supply flows effortlessly. Joseph Murphy put it beautifully. You are born to be rich. There is an infinite supply. Begin to see abundance all around you and claim it as your own. So stop worrying about where money will come from. Trust that you live in an endlessly abundant universe. Change your thoughts, and you change your experience. The law of attraction versus the law of belief. You've probably heard the popular saying, like attracts like. The law of attraction teaches that whatever you focus on with emotion will eventually appear in your life. Think wealth, you attract wealth. Think poverty, you attract more struggle. While there's truth in this, Joseph Murphy explains something even deeper. It is not just what you think that matters. It's what you truly believe. Your conscious thoughts are like surface waves on an ocean. but your beliefs are the ocean itself. They are the deeper, hidden currents that shape your entire reality. You can repeat affirmations all day, but if you secretly believe you're unworthy of money or that rich people are bad, your subconscious will quietly block the very thing you desire. This is why the law of belief overrides the law of attraction. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you accept as true deep within yourself. Let's explore why belief is more powerful than thought alone, how to align thought, emotion, and subconscious belief for unstoppable manifestation, and the science behind why you always attract what you truly believe. Why belief overrides everything else. Thoughts are like seeds, but beliefs are the soil. If you plant a positive thought seed in soil of doubt and fear, it cannot grow. But if you plant the same thought in fertile soil of faith and acceptance, it blooms into reality. For example, you may want more money, but if you believe, I'm just not good with finances, you'll unconsciously sabotage opportunities. You may visualize a better job, but if you believe, I'm not qualified, you'll never apply or network properly. You may affirm, I am wealthy, but if you believe money is evil, you'll repel it. Joseph Murphy said, it is not the thing you believe in that brings results. It is the belief itself. The subconscious mind doesn't respond to empty words. It responds to emotionalized belief. What you feel is real. So even if you're thinking positive thoughts consciously, your subconscious belief system runs the show. Until you change the underlying belief, nothing changes permanently. Aligning thought, emotion, and subconscious belief. For manifestation to work, you need alignment. Your thoughts, emotions, and subconscious beliefs must all say yes to the same thing. Here's how each layer works. Thought, conscious mind, what you intentionally focus on. Example, I want more income. Emotion, heart/body, the energy that gives thought power. Example, feeling joy or fear when you think of money. Belief, subconscious, the hidden program that determines what feels possible or true for you. When these three align, manifestation becomes effortless. If you think, I am wealthy, feel joy and gratitude about it, and believe wealth is natural for you, the subconscious accepts it. Soon, you begin seeing evidence in your life. But if you think, I am wealthy, feel anxious, and secretly believe it's impossible, you create inner conflict. The subconscious takes the stronger signal, your belief, and rejects the thought. This is why Joseph Murphy taught that belief is the key to impressing the subconscious. How to align thought, emotion, and belief. Identify conflicting beliefs. Ask yourself, do I believe I deserve wealth? What did I learn about money growing up? What negative statements about money do I still repeat? You might discover hidden beliefs like, money is hard to get, or I'm not the type of person who can be rich. Becoming aware of them is the first step to change. Reframe limiting beliefs. Once you spot a false belief, replace it with a more empowering one. For example, from money is scarce, shift to money is always circulating and flowing to me. From I'm bad with money, shift to I am learning and improving my wealth mindset every day. Beliefs don't change overnight, but with repetition and feeling, they reprogram the subconscious. Feel the reality of your new belief. Emotion makes belief stick. Don't just say, I'm wealthy. Close your eyes and imagine what it feels like to have financial freedom. Let gratitude, relief, and joy fill your body. This emotional charge convinces the subconscious faster than logic. Act in harmony with a new belief. Your actions should match your desired belief. If you believe, I am abundant, you don't act desperate or fearful. You act calmly, make wise decisions, and expect good outcomes. Acting as if reinforces the belief. The science behind why you attract what you deeply believe. Modern neuroscience and psychology actually support what Joseph Murphy taught. 1. Reticular Activating System, RAS. Your brain has a filter called the RAS that decides what information is important. If you believe opportunities are scarce, your brain literally ignores signs of abundance. If you believe money is everywhere, you start noticing new ideas, connections, and possibilities. 2. Cognitive bias. Humans have a natural bias to seek evidence that confirms their beliefs. So if you believe, I'm unlucky with money, you'll notice every failure and overlook every success. Change the belief, and you start seeing proof of wealth instead. 3. Self-fulfilling prophecy. Your beliefs shape your behavior, and your behavior shapes your results. If you believe you'll fail, you act half-heartedly, reinforcing failure. If you believe you'll succeed, you act confidently, attracting better outcomes. This means the law of belief isn't mystical. It's simply how your mind and brain filter reality. Examples of belief overriding attraction. A woman visualizes wealth, but secretly believes she'll always struggle like her parents. Despite positive thinking, she continues living paycheck to paycheck. A man prays for a better job, but deep down believes he's not worthy. He sabotages interviews and misses opportunities. Another person quietly believes, I always land on my feet. Even when they lose money, new doors open easily because their core belief attracts better outcomes. See the pattern? It's the belief beneath the thought that determines the result. Practical exercise to shift belief. Here's a simple process you can do daily to align thought, emotion, and belief. Write a desired statement. Example, I am financially free and secure. Notice resistance. Ask yourself, do I fully believe this? If a voice says no, that's not true, you've found a limiting belief. Soften the belief gradually. Shift to a more believable thought, like, I'm open to new ways of creating financial freedom. This bridges the gap without inner conflict. Visualize and feel. Close your eyes and imagine already living the new belief. Feel how safe and joyful it is. Repeat until natural. Daily repetition rewires the subconscious. Eventually, the new belief feels normal, and your reality shifts to match. A Joseph Murphy-style belief prayer. I now believe and accept that I am worthy of abundance. My subconscious mind joyfully aligns with this truth. Money, ideas, and opportunities flow to me effortlessly because I believe they are mine now. Thank you for the perfect supply. Say this prayer until you feel a deep inner yes. Key takeaway. Belief creates reality. The law of attraction focuses on what you think. The law of belief focuses on what you know deep inside. Thoughts may attract temporarily, but beliefs create lasting reality. You don't get what you merely want. You don't even get what you casually think. You get what you truly believe is possible for you. When thought, emotion, and belief are unified, the subconscious has no choice but to bring it into your experience. Joseph Murphy summed it up beautifully. Believe you have it now, and you will have it. So, if you want to change your financial life, don't just think rich, believe rich. When you align your belief with abundance, the universe mirrors it back to you. Money as energy, raising your prosperity vibration. Money is not just paper, numbers, or coins. At its core, money is energy, a form of value that flows between people, businesses, and the world. Like all energy, it responds to frequency. Your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs create a vibrational field that either attracts or repels wealth. This is why two people with similar skills and opportunities can have completely different financial outcomes. One person radiates confidence, gratitude, and openness, and opportunities flow to them naturally. Another person radiates fear, resentment, or guilt, and they constantly experience delays, losses, or bad luck with money. Joseph Murphy understood this subtle law. He taught that your emotional state is like a tuning fork. It tells the subconscious mind what reality to create. If you raise your inner vibration to match abundance, money begins to flow effortlessly. In this chapter, let's explore how emotions affect financial flow, practical ways to raise your wealth frequency, and how to become a magnet for high-value opportunities. How emotions affect financial flow. Money responds to how you feel about it. Your emotions are signals to the subconscious, and the subconscious shapes your reality. Here's how common emotions affect your financial vibration. Fear about money creates blockages. You avoid risks, miss opportunities, and attract more situations that confirm your fears. Guilt about money subconsciously pushes money away because you feel unworthy of having it. Resentment toward wealthy people sends a message to your mind that being rich is bad, so it protects you from becoming what you dislike. Gratitude for money opens the flow. You attract more of what you appreciate. Joy and excitement about abundance magnifies wealth opportunities because you are aligned with the energy of expansion. In other words, money doesn't just follow effort, it follows emotion. Have you ever noticed how some people who love what they do seem to attract wealth easily? Their passion raises their vibration. On the other hand, people who feel heavy, anxious, or bitter about money often find it slipping through their fingers. So the first step to improving your finances isn't working harder. It's shifting how you feel about money itself. Understanding the wealth frequency. Think of yourself as a radio tower constantly broadcasting a signal. The universe, or more specifically, your subconscious, matches you with people, ideas, and events that resonate with your signal. If your frequency is scarcity, fear, doubt, stress, you'll tune into lack-based experiences. If your frequency is abundance, calm confidence, gratitude, and expectation, you'll tune into opportunities, solutions, and helpful connections. Joseph Murphy wrote, your subconscious mind responds to your habitual thinking. What you believe and feel deeply will be reproduced in your life. So when you radiate a wealth frequency, you naturally become a magnet for money and high-value opportunities. Practices to raise your wealth frequency. Now let's look at some simple but powerful ways to elevate your emotional and energetic vibration so you align with abundance. 1. Gratitude as a daily ritual. Gratitude is the fastest way to shift your vibration because it moves you from lack into appreciation. When you give thanks for what you already have, you tell your subconscious, I am already abundant. Daily practice. Write down 5 things you're grateful for financially. Even small things like, I paid for my lunch today, or I received a discount. Say out loud, I'm grateful for the money I have, and I welcome more. Gratitude makes you receptive, while complaining closes the flow. 2. Release negative money emotions. Do you feel guilt, shame, or resentment about money? Those emotions lower your vibration. To clear them, sit quietly, close your eyes, and recall the emotion. Say, I now release all guilt and fear about money. I forgive myself for past mistakes. I am free to receive abundance. Take a deep breath and imagine the heaviness leaving your body. The lighter you feel about money, the more it flows. 3. Visualize abundance daily. Your subconscious doesn't know the difference between real and imagined experiences. When you vividly picture yourself living in abundance, your emotions rise to match that reality. Each morning or night, spend 5 minutes visualizing, checking your bank account and seeing a large balance, paying bills easily and joyfully, celebrating with loved ones because of your financial success. Feel the relief, freedom, and joy as if it's happening now. This emotional rehearsal aligns you with the vibration of wealth. 4. Surround yourself with abundance signals. Your environment affects your vibration. If you constantly see clutter, overdue bills, or negativity, it lowers your frequency. Simple upgrades. Keep your wallet tidy and organized. Place a beautiful item that symbolizes wealth, like a gold coin or an inspiring picture, where you see it daily. Avoid conversations that reinforce scarcity. The economy is bad. Money is so hard to get. 5. Act as if. When you act as if you're already abundant, your mind begins to believe it. This doesn't mean reckless spending. It means behaving with calm confidence. For example, walk into a store without fear, even if you don't buy anything. Tip generously within your means. Speak about your financial goals with certainty, not doubt. Acting from abundance attracts more abundance, becoming a magnet for high-value opportunities. When your vibration is high, you naturally see more opportunities. Your mind filters for solutions instead of problems. Attracts supportive people. Like-minded, high-energy individuals are drawn to your confidence. Receive intuitive nudges. You'll get inspired ideas on how to create wealth. Radiate trust and value. Clients, partners, and employers feel safe investing in you. This is why people who are truly aligned with abundance often say, money just comes to me easily. The right doors always open. It's not magic, it's vibrational alignment. A Joseph Murphy style prosperity vibration prayer. Here's a short prayer to raise your money frequency. Infinite abundance flows through me now. I radiate gratitude, joy, and confidence, and I attract wealth in perfect ways. I release all fear and tune into the energy of prosperity. I am a magnet for high-value opportunities, and I welcome them with open arms. Thank you for the endless riches circulating in my life. Say this prayer with feeling whenever you need a quick vibrational reset. A simple 5-minute daily prosperity frequency routine. Sit quietly and breathe deeply. Imagine each breath filling you with golden light. Say out loud 3 things you're grateful for financially. Feel genuine appreciation, no matter how small they are. Visualize one financial goal as already done. See it, feel it, and smile as if it's real right now. Repeat a short affirmation like, I am in harmony with the energy of wealth. Money flows to me easily. End with calm expectation. Say, it is done. Thank you. This quick routine raises your vibration and primes your subconscious for wealth daily. Why this works scientifically. Modern science explains why raising your vibration affects your finances. Emotions influence your behavior. When you feel abundant, you take more confident actions that lead to wealth. Your brain seeks matching evidence. A positive mindset activates the reticular activating system, RAS, which helps you notice opportunities you'd otherwise ignore. Energy affects energy. People are subconsciously drawn to those who radiate positivity, creating more connections and opportunities. So while money as energy sounds mystical, it's simply about how your mindset and emotional state shift what you notice, how you act, and what you attract. Raise your inner state, raise your wealth. Money is not your enemy. It's simply energy responding to your inner state. If you feel fear, guilt, or resentment, you block the flow. If you feel gratitude, joy, and worthiness, you open the flow. Joseph Murphy summed it up well. Your subconscious mind is a magnet that attracts to you what you believe and feel. So instead of forcing money to come, become the person who naturally attracts it. Raise your vibration by practicing gratitude, visualizing abundance, and releasing limiting emotions. As you shift your inner energy, you'll notice external wealth flowing to match it. When you align with prosperity energetically, you stop chasing money, and money starts finding you. Using the subconscious for business and career growth. Your subconscious mind is the greatest asset you have in creating business success, career advancement, and long-term wealth. It's like an invisible partner working behind the scenes, filtering opportunities, attracting the right people, and guiding you toward inspired decisions. Joseph Murphy emphasized that your outer career or business achievements are simply a mirror of your inner mental programming. If you believe you're worthy of success, see yourself as competent and valuable, and feel aligned with prosperity, your subconscious will open doors in ways that seem almost magical. Let's explore how you can consciously use your subconscious mind to attract promotions, clients, and wealth opportunities, real-life examples of entrepreneurs who did it, and powerful daily rituals that program your mind for business and career success. How to attract promotions, clients, and wealth opportunities. Your career growth is determined less by external conditions and more by your internal state of belief and expectation. Here's how to engage your subconscious to accelerate success. 1. See yourself as already successful. Your subconscious mind responds to mental pictures. If you constantly see yourself as underpaid, overlooked, or struggling, it will keep reproducing that image in real life. But if you visualize yourself confidently leading projects, signing new clients, or sitting in your dream office, your subconscious begins to accept it as reality. Soon, it guides you toward actions and behaviors that match that image. Practical step. Each morning, close your eyes for 2 minutes and imagine yourself in your ideal work situation. Feel the pride, confidence, and joy as if it's already true. 2. Affirm your value. If you want promotions or better clients, you must first believe you deserve them. Many people unknowingly block growth because they feel unworthy or not ready. Create affirmations that reinforce your value, such as, I am highly skilled and well compensated for my expertise. I attract loyal clients and profitable opportunities with ease. Repeat these calmly, especially before meetings, presentations, or job interviews. 3. Program success before sleep. Your subconscious is most receptive right before sleep. If you go to bed worrying about work or money, you impress those worries deeper into your mind. Instead, give your subconscious clear instructions for success. Before sleep, affirm, my subconscious mind is guiding me to the best business decisions and opportunities. Everything I need for success is unfolding now. This simple bedtime ritual allows your mind to work on solutions while you rest. 4. Remove fear of competition. Many people hold themselves back because they think there's too much competition or others are more talented than me. Your subconscious doesn't respond to competition. It responds to your belief in your own uniqueness. Instead of fearing others, affirm, what I offer is valuable and needed. My work attracts the right clients and opportunities effortlessly. When you feel secure in your value, the right opportunities naturally gravitate toward you. Stories of entrepreneurs using subconscious methods. Joseph Murphy shared many real-life stories of people who used subconscious programming to transform their businesses and careers. Story 1. The struggling business owner. A shopkeeper was on the verge of closing his small store due to poor sales. After learning about the power of the subconscious, he changed his mental approach. Instead of worrying, he began every morning with this affirmation. I am guided by divine wisdom. My business prospers, my customers love what I offer, and profits multiply daily. Within weeks, he noticed an increase in sales. Loyal customers began referring others, and new ideas for promotions and products came to him effortlessly. The store not only survived, but became one of the busiest in his area. Story 2. The employee who wanted a promotion. A woman worked for years without recognition. She started visualizing herself in a higher position, imagining her name on the office door, and mentally rehearsing conversations where her boss praised her. She also affirmed daily, I am worthy of advancement. I contribute great value, and I am recognized for my excellence. Within 3 months, her manager unexpectedly offered her a promotion with a significant salary increase. Story 3. The entrepreneur attracting high-value clients. A consultant wanted to expand his business but struggled to find ideal clients. He began using a visualization technique where he imagined shaking hands with satisfied, well-paying clients. He also affirmed before sleep, my subconscious mind is attracting the perfect clients who value and appreciate my services. Soon after, he was introduced to a key business contact who referred multiple high-paying clients, multiplying his income. These stories illustrate a key truth. When you align your subconscious with success, external conditions rearrange to match your inner picture. Daily wealth success rituals for business and career growth. Here are simple, actionable rituals you can use to keep your subconscious tuned for career and business prosperity. 1. Morning success visualization, 5 minutes. Right after waking up, sit quietly. Imagine your workday going smoothly. Successful meetings, profitable deals, happy clients. Feel gratitude as if it already happened. This sets a positive tone and programs your subconscious to create a productive day. 2. Power statements before work. Before stepping into your office or starting your business task, say, I radiate confidence, value, and success. Everything I need for success is already within me. These statements create a mental state of calm power, which influences how others perceive and respond to you. 3. Midday alignment pause, 2 minutes. During the day, take a brief pause to reset your mindset. Breathe deeply and affirm, I'm always in the right place at the right time, attracting the best opportunities. This prevents stress or negative thoughts from derailing your productivity and keeps you tuned to positive outcomes. 4. Evening gratitude review. Before ending your workday, write down 3 things that went well: new contacts, completed tasks, or even small wins. Gratitude signals your subconscious to create more reasons to feel grateful. 5. Bedtime business programming. As mentioned earlier, right before sleep is prime time for subconscious reprogramming. Say, my subconscious mind is a perfect partner in my success. It reveals new ideas, opportunities, and solutions that multiply my income and impact. Then drift off imagining yourself in your ideal business or career scenario. Why these rituals work scientifically. These practices may sound simple, but they are backed by how the mind works. Neuroscience shows your brain can't distinguish vividly imagined scenarios from reality. Visualizing success strengthens the neural pathways for confidence and achievement. Your reticular activating system, RAS, filters opportunities based on what you focus on. By programming your mind with success, you notice chances you would have overlooked. Emotions drive behavior. When you feel confident and expect success, you naturally act in ways that attract it. Better communication, bolder decisions, and a more magnetic presence. So you're not magically manifesting. You're training your subconscious to align your perception, behavior, and opportunities with success. A Joseph Murphy style career success prayer. Here's a short but powerful prayer for career and business growth. Infinite intelligence within me guides my career and business in perfect ways. I am blessed with creativity, wisdom, and clear direction. I attract the right people, clients, and opportunities that expand my success. My work benefits others and prospers abundantly. Thank you for the continuous growth and recognition that are mine now. Repeat this calmly and confidently each day, especially before key meetings or decisions. Align inside to prosper outside. Business and career growth aren't just about working harder or chasing opportunities. They're about aligning your inner beliefs, emotions, and self-image with the success you desire. When you see yourself as valuable, capable, and prosperous, your subconscious mind guides you to the right ideas, attracts supportive people, opens doors to profitable opportunities. Joseph Murphy said, your subconscious mind is a partner in your success. When you unite with it in harmony, you are unstoppable. So don't just hustle harder. Program your subconscious to work for you. Visualize success, affirm your value, and trust that your inner mind is quietly arranging the perfect circumstances for your advancement. When your subconscious accepts the image of success, your outer career or business must reflect it. Unlocking intuition for financial decisions. When it comes to making financial choices, whether it's investments, career moves, or business deals, most people rely solely on logic, analysis, and external advice. While rational thinking has its place, some of the best financial decisions are made by tapping into a deeper intelligence. Intuition. Joseph Murphy taught that your subconscious mind is connected to infinite intelligence. It constantly gathers information, processes patterns beyond your conscious awareness, and whispers subtle guidance through gut feelings, hunches, or sudden clarity. When you learn to trust and develop this inner guidance, you gain a financial advantage that others overlook. In this chapter, we'll explore how the subconscious gives money guidance, why trusting your gut can create wealth, and practical exercises to sharpen your prosperity intuition. How the subconscious gives money guidance. Your subconscious is like a supercomputer running quietly in the background. While your conscious mind can only focus on a few things at a time, your subconscious absorbs and stores vast amounts of information. Past experiences, financial lessons, emotional cues, and even subtle signals from your environment. This information often emerges as intuition. It's the quiet inner voice that says, something feels off about this deal. Call this client today. This job opportunity is the right move. Here's why this works. Pattern recognition beyond logic. Your subconscious notices patterns your conscious mind misses. For example, it may pick up on micro-expressions in a business partner's face or recall a past situation with similar warning signs. It processes this data and gives you a feeling about whether something is safe or risky. Connection to infinite intelligence. Murphy believed your subconscious is linked to a universal intelligence that knows the best path for you. When you quiet the noise of fear and overthinking, you receive inspired ideas and guidance that seem to come out of nowhere. Faster decision-making. While logic can be slow and overcomplicated, intuition is instantaneous. It gives you a quick, clear sense of yes or no, saving you from analysis paralysis. Trusting gut feelings for wealth creation. Many successful entrepreneurs and investors credit their biggest wins to trusting their gut. Here's why gut feelings are so valuable in financial decisions. They combine logic with emotion. A gut feeling is often your brain rapidly processing all the information you've gathered, consciously and unconsciously, and presenting it as a simple feeling. They help you sense alignment. When a deal, job, or opportunity aligns with your true values and goals, it feels light, exciting, and expansive. When it's wrong, it feels heavy, tight, or draining. They protect you from costly mistakes. How many times have you ignored your intuition and later regretted it? Most financial disasters have small warning signals. Your gut often detects them first. However, many people ignore or mistrust their intuition because they're conditioned to rely only on logic. The key is to combine both. Use analysis to gather facts, but use intuition to sense the deeper truth behind the numbers. Real-life examples of prosperity intuition. The investor who followed a nudge. An investor had a strong feeling to sell a stock, even though analysts said it was performing well. Days later, the company faced a scandal, and the stock plummeted. That inner nudge saved him thousands. The entrepreneur who felt drawn to an idea. A businesswoman kept having a persistent inner pull to create a certain product, even though it seemed risky. She trusted her intuition, launched it, and it became her most profitable line. The employee who took the right job offer. 2 job offers came at the same time. On paper, one looked better, but her gut kept leaning toward the other. She accepted the intuitive choice and later discovered it offered better growth and unexpected financial bonuses. These examples show that intuition can lead you to financial success faster and with less stress than logic alone. Exercises to sharpen prosperity intuition. Intuition is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Here are simple ways to develop financial intuition. 1. Morning quiet time for guidance. Spend 5 to 10 minutes each morning in silence. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and ask your subconscious a specific question like, what's the best next step for my finances? Is this investment right for me? Then relax. Don't force an answer. Just notice any feelings, images, or ideas that arise. Sometimes the guidance comes immediately, other times later in the day as a sudden insight. 2. Practice the body compass technique. Your body often reflects intuitive signals. When you think about a financial decision, notice how your body responds. Does it feel light, open, and expansive? That's usually a yes. Does it feel heavy, tight, or constricted? That's usually a no. Try this with small decisions first, like what to spend money on or which client to prioritize. 3. Keep an intuition journal. Whenever you get a gut feeling about money, write it down along with the outcome. Over time, you'll notice how often your intuition was correct. This builds trust in your inner guidance. 4. Use sleep programming for clarity. Before bed, give your subconscious a clear instruction. Tonight, as I sleep, my subconscious reveals the best financial decisions for my highest good. Often, you'll wake up with a new idea, dream insight, or sudden knowing. 5. Small intuition tests. When making a low-risk decision, deliberately follow your gut just to see what happens. For example, if you feel drawn to call a certain client, do it. If you feel you should read a certain book on business, follow the nudge. The more you see intuitive guidance working, the more confidence you'll have in trusting it for bigger decisions. Removing blocks to financial intuition. Sometimes intuition gets drowned out by fear, doubt, or overthinking. Here's how to clear the noise so you can hear your inner guidance more clearly. Release fear of mistakes. Fear clouds intuition. Tell yourself, I trust that I'm always guided to the best outcomes. Stop overanalyzing everything. Overthinking creates confusion. After gathering the necessary facts, step back and allow your subconscious to process them. Avoid external noise. If you're constantly influenced by other people's opinions, you lose touch with your own inner voice. Spend time away from social media, news, or financial doom talk so you can hear yourself clearly. Why intuition works scientifically. Modern science supports the idea that intuition is a real and valuable decision-making tool. Your brain processes information below conscious awareness. Intuition is your subconscious presenting its rapid processing as a feeling or insight. Your gut has a second brain. The enteric nervous system in your gut communicates directly with your brain, which is why intuitive signals often show up as a physical gut feeling. Heart-brain coherence. Research shows that the heart sends intuitive signals to the brain seconds before a conscious decision is made. So intuition isn't mystical. It's a natural, highly intelligent system of guidance. A Joseph Murphy-style intuition prayer. Here's a short prayer you can use to awaken financial intuition. Infinite intelligence within me knows the perfect financial decisions for my success. I trust my inner guidance completely. My subconscious reveals the right steps, opportunities, and actions that bring wealth and prosperity easily. I am divinely guided now. Say this before making financial decisions or when you need clarity. A quick intuition alignment routine. Before any important financial move, try this 3-minute process. Take 3 deep breaths and relax. Place your hand on your heart and say, I trust my inner wisdom. Ask, is this decision aligned with my highest good? Notice the first feeling that arises. Usually, the first feeling is the true, intuitive signal before the mind starts overthinking. Let intuition guide your wealth path. Logic is important for financial planning, but intuition connects you to a deeper intelligence that logic can't reach. When you trust your inner guidance, you avoid costly mistakes, spot hidden opportunities, make decisions faster and with more confidence, align with choices that feel right, and lead to true wealth. Joseph Murphy said, your deeper mind has the answer to all financial problems. Quiet your mind, ask, and listen, and it will respond with perfect wisdom. So instead of relying only on analysis or outside advice, start trusting the quiet nudges from within. Your subconscious already knows the best path to your financial freedom. You just need to listen. How to attract unexpected money and miracles. Many people believe money can only come through one channel, like a paycheck, a business, or an investment. But Joseph Murphy taught that wealth is infinite in its sources. Money doesn't always arrive in the way you expect. When you open your mind to abundance and trust your subconscious to work in perfect ways, you'll often find money coming from surprising directions. Refunds you didn't expect, forgotten accounts, new opportunities, or even gifts. This is what we call money miracles. Unexpected financial blessings that seem to come out of nowhere. But they're not random. They're the natural result of aligning your inner belief with abundance and releasing rigid control over how it should happen. In this chapter, we'll explore why money often comes in surprising ways, how to let go of the how and focus on the what, and some inspiring real-life examples of money miracles. Why money often comes in surprising ways. When you consciously desire more money, your logical mind tends to assume it must come through familiar channels, your job, your business, or known sources. But your subconscious mind, connected to infinite intelligence, sees possibilities beyond your awareness. Here's why money often shows up in ways you didn't plan. Your subconscious has access to infinite paths. Your conscious mind is limited. It only knows what it has seen or learned. But your subconscious connects with the universal field of ideas, people, and opportunities. It can orchestrate events that your logical mind could never predict. Energy moves through the path of least resistance. Sometimes the easiest way for money to come isn't through your salary or business. It might be a gift, a refund, a sudden discount, or a profitable new idea. When you release the need to control how it happens, you allow the flow to take the easiest route. Unexpected money bypasses your limiting beliefs. If you believe you can only earn a fixed amount, unexpected money can surprise you and expand your belief system. It's as if the universe says, look, there are more ways for abundance to reach you than you imagined. This is why Joseph Murphy emphasized focusing on the end result, what you want, and letting the deeper mind handle the means, how it comes. Letting go of how and focusing on what. One of the biggest mistakes people make when trying to manifest money is obsessing over how it will appear. They pray or affirm abundance, but then worry. Will it come through my boss? My business? A side job? This actually creates resistance because it tells the subconscious you don't fully trust it. Instead, you need to be clear about what you want. For example, I am grateful for an extra $5,000 this month. Release the how. Don't dictate whether it should come as a raise, a client payment, or a lucky find. Simply trust that your subconscious and universal supply know the best and easiest way. Stay open and receptive. Be willing to receive money in any form, big or small, expected or unexpected. Sometimes the miracle starts small, like finding $50, which builds your faith for bigger manifestations. Joseph Murphy often reminded readers, do not worry about the means. Know that the answer is sure. Trust the wisdom of the deeper mind to bring it about in the best way. Inspiring real-life money miracle examples. Let's look at some powerful stories of people who attracted money in surprising ways by trusting their subconscious. 1. The forgotten bank account. A man was deeply worried about paying an overdue bill. He decided to use a simple prayer from Joseph Murphy. I give thanks for the immediate, abundant supply that is mine now. Infinite intelligence opens the way for me in perfect ways. Instead of panicking, he repeated this calmly for a few days. Soon after, he received a letter from a bank he had used years ago. An old account had unclaimed funds. The amount was just enough to cover his bill. 2. The surprise business client. A struggling freelancer visualized receiving an unexpected payment. She affirmed daily, I am divinely compensated for my talents. Money comes to me in unexpected and wonderful ways. Within a week, an old client she hadn't heard from in years emailed her, offering a project worth several $1,000s. 3. The unexpected gift. A woman desired to attend a seminar but didn't have the funds. She let go of worry and simply affirmed, I trust the divine source to provide this money easily. 2 days later, a friend gifted her a ticket as a surprise birthday present. These stories illustrate a key truth. When you trust the process and focus on what you want, money often comes in ways you could never have planned. How to open yourself to unexpected money. Here are some practical ways to invite financial miracles into your life. 1. Create a clear money intention. Write a specific intention like, I now receive an extra $1,000 easily and effortlessly. Money comes to me in expected and unexpected ways for my highest good. Be specific enough to give your subconscious a clear picture, but flexible enough to allow multiple paths. 2. Use the phrase in expected and unexpected ways. This phrase signals your subconscious that you're open to all possibilities. For example, I am grateful for increasing wealth in expected and unexpected ways. 3. Visualize the end result. Instead of imagining the source, like your boss giving you a raise, imagine the feeling of already having the money. Picture yourself holding the cash, seeing your bank balance, or paying off a bill. Feel the relief and joy as if it's already done. 4. Release doubt with gratitude. Anytime doubt creeps in, say, thank you for the money that is already on its way. Gratitude puts you in a receptive state rather than a desperate one. 5. Take inspired action. Sometimes your subconscious will nudge you to do something. Make a call, check an account, talk to someone. Follow these small hunches. They often lead directly to the unexpected money. A simple 3-step money miracle ritual. Try this daily for at least a week. Morning. Sit quietly and affirm, I'm open to receiving money in wonderful, unexpected ways today. Thank you, universe, for your perfect supply. During the day, anytime you think of money, say calmly, I'm grateful money is flowing to me now. Before bed, visualize yourself smiling with a sense of surprise and joy as you receive unexpected money. Feel the excitement and gratitude as if it already happened. Why this works scientifically. Here's how unexpected money manifests from a practical standpoint. Your brain's reticular activating system, RAS, becomes tuned to financial opportunities. When you focus on abundance, you notice deals, savings, or forgotten resources you'd normally overlook. Your behavior shifts. When you expect good things, you act more confidently, ask for help, or follow intuitive nudges that lead to money. Other people respond to your energy. A calm, positive attitude makes people more likely to help, hire, or recommend you. So while it feels like a miracle, it's really your subconscious aligning circumstances to match your expectation. A Joseph Murphy style prayer for unexpected money. Here's a powerful prayer you can use daily. Infinite riches are all around me, and I am open to receive them now. Money flows to me in expected and unexpected ways for my highest good. I trust the wisdom of my subconscious to bring perfect supply at the perfect time. Thank you for the immediate financial blessings that are mine now. Say this calmly with faith, not desperation. Expect the unexpected. Money doesn't always come the way you think it will. When you try to control the how, you block the infinite channels through which abundance can reach you. But when you clearly decide what you want, release the need to control how it comes. Stay open, grateful, and trusting. You allow your subconscious to work freely, bringing money in ways you never imagined. Joseph Murphy wrote, when you pray for wealth, do not think of the particular way it will come. Know that it will come, and leave the details to the deeper mind. So expect miracles. Trust that abundance is already flowing toward you, sometimes from the most unexpected directions. And when it arrives, receive it with gratitude. It's proof that the universe has endless ways to bless you. Becoming a prosperity conduit for others. One of Joseph Murphy's most profound teachings is that wealth is not meant to be hoarded, but circulated. Money, like energy, thrives on movement. When you become a channel through which prosperity flows, not only for yourself but for others, you open the door to even greater abundance. True prosperity is not just about accumulating wealth for your own comfort. It's about aligning with the universal law of circulation, where giving and receiving are two sides of the same coin. When you freely share what you have, whether it's money, opportunities, or knowledge, you keep the flow of abundance alive, and it inevitably returns to you multiplied. In this chapter, we'll explore why sharing multiplies wealth, how to keep abundance flowing without fear of loss, and how to balance spiritual and material prosperity. Why sharing multiplies wealth? There's a spiritual law that says, what you give with love returns to you multiplied. This isn't just a poetic idea. It's a principle deeply rooted in both psychology and universal law. Here's why sharing increases prosperity. It removes the fear of lack. When you give, you're making a powerful subconscious statement. I trust that there is more than enough. This belief dissolves scarcity thinking and allows your subconscious to attract greater supply. It creates positive energy around money. When money is used to help others, it carries an energy of gratitude and goodwill. This positive vibration naturally attracts more opportunities, clients, and income. It strengthens the circulation of wealth. Money is meant to circulate. When you release it willingly through generosity, kindness, or fair business, it flows back to you in new forms. Hoarding out of fear, however, stagnates the flow. It expands your self-image of prosperity. When you give, you affirm to your subconscious, I am abundant. I have more than enough to share. This strengthens your identity as a prosperous person, which magnetizes more wealth to you. This is why many wealthy people, consciously or unconsciously, practice generosity. They know giving keeps the cycle of wealth alive. How to keep the flow of abundance alive. Becoming a conduit for prosperity means you allow abundance to move through you, not just to you. Here's how to stay in that flow. 1. Give from a place of joy, not obligation. Forced giving doesn't carry the same energy as joyful giving. When you give with resentment or fear, it reinforces lack. But when you give with happiness, it signals abundance. Before you give, pause and affirm. I give this freely, knowing it returns to me multiplied. 2. Start where you are. You don't need millions to start sharing. Even small acts, buying a meal for someone, donating a little to a cause, or offering help to a friend, activate the prosperity cycle. The key is the mindset, not the amount. When you act like someone who already has enough to give, your subconscious aligns with that reality. 3. Be a source of opportunity. Prosperity isn't just about money. You can share opportunities, connections, and knowledge that help others succeed. When you help others grow, you naturally attract growth for yourself. 4. Acknowledge and appreciate the flow. Whenever you give, feel gratitude that you're in a position to do so. Whenever you receive, express equal gratitude. This keeps the giving and receiving energy balanced. 5. Avoid hoarding out of fear. Fear of losing money creates stagnation. Remember, wealth is a river, not a reservoir. When you hoard, the flow stops. When you release, it keeps moving and growing. Balancing spiritual and material prosperity. Some people think spirituality means rejecting money, while others pursue wealth without considering its higher purpose. True prosperity is balanced. It embraces both material comfort and spiritual fulfillment. Here's how to harmonize both. 1. See money as a tool, not the ultimate goal. Money itself isn't good or bad. It's neutral energy. It becomes meaningful when used to create value, ease suffering, or enhance life for yourself and others. 2. Align wealth with higher purpose. Ask yourself, how can my wealth serve the greater good? Maybe it supports your family, funds meaningful causes, or helps you build something valuable for your community. When money serves a purpose beyond ego, it flows more freely because it aligns with universal good. 3. Avoid guilt around material comfort. There's nothing spiritual about being poor and struggling. Comfort and luxury, when enjoyed with gratitude, can uplift your vibration and inspire others. The key is not to worship material things, but to appreciate them as part of the abundant life you're meant to live. 4. Cultivate an inner sense of wealth. Even as you build material wealth, nurture spiritual wealth, peace, gratitude, kindness, and joy. Without inner wealth, outer riches feel empty. Real-life stories of prosperity circulation. The business owner who gave first. A small business owner decided to give a portion of his income to help underprivileged students. Initially, he worried it would reduce his profits. But within months, his business gained unexpected media attention, bringing in more clients than ever. His generosity created a ripple effect that came back multiplied. The freelancer who helped others. A freelance designer struggling with work began mentoring younger designers for free. Within weeks, those same mints referred her to bigger clients, leading to a steady stream of high-paying projects. By helping others rise, she lifted herself. The family who practiced prosperity tithing. A family decided to set aside 10% of any unexpected money to give to causes they cared about. They noticed that each time they gave, new financial opportunities appeared, job offers, discounts, and refunds. It became clear that their generosity kept the flow alive. These stories show that when you become a prosperity conduit, the universe trusts you with more to circulate. Practical ways to be a prosperity conduit. Support causes that resonate with your heart. Even a small donation can start the flow. Pay people fairly and appreciate their work. Generosity in business creates loyal, long-term relationships. Share financial knowledge. Helping others manage or grow their money creates collective abundance. Celebrate other success instead of competing. When you uplift others, you attract supportive energy in return. A simple prosperity circulation practice. Try this once a week. Set an intention. Today, I circulate abundance, and it returns to me multiplied. Do one generous act. Pay for someone's meal, tip extra, or help someone financially. Release it with joy. Don't track or expect anything in return. Trust the universe to handle the details. Over time, you'll notice money and opportunities coming back in unexpected ways. Joseph Murphy, Style Prayer for Circulating Prosperity. I am a channel of divine abundance. Wealth flows to me freely, and I share it with love and joy. As I give, I receive multiplied. I am in harmony with the universal law of circulation, and my prosperity blesses others while enriching my own life. Thank you for the endless flow of good now. Say this prayer whenever you give or receive, keeping the cycle balanced. Why sharing works scientifically? From a psychological and social perspective, generosity builds trust and goodwill. In business, this naturally attracts more clients, referrals, and collaborations. It rewires your brain for abundance. When you give, your brain associates money with positive feelings, reducing fear of loss. It creates a network effect. Helping others succeed indirectly expands your own opportunities and influence. So even beyond spirituality, generosity has real, measurable benefits for your finances and life. Be the river, not the reservoir. Money is like water. It becomes stagnant when hoarded but stays fresh and multiplying when it flows. When you shift from "how can I get more" to "how can I let prosperity flow through me," you step into a higher level of abundance. Joseph Murphy said, "When you give with love, you open the door to receive 1,000-fold. You are never poorer for sharing. You are richer in every way. So be a prosperity conduit. Let wealth move through you to bless others. And as you circulate abundance with joy, you'll find that it always returns to you, greater than before." ChatGPT said, "Living permanently in wealth consciousness. You've now learned powerful principles to reprogram your subconscious, attract unexpected money, circulate prosperity, and become a magnet for abundance." But true transformation happens when these practices stop being occasional techniques and instead become your natural way of thinking and living. Living in wealth consciousness means you no longer see yourself as someone trying to get rich. Instead, you embody the mindset of someone who is already rich in opportunities, ideas, health, love, and financial flow. Wealth stops being a distant goal and becomes your natural state of being. In this final chapter, we'll explore how to turn these practices into a daily lifestyle, how to shift your identity from trying to get rich to being rich, and we'll close with a final prosperity meditation and call to action, turning wealth practices into a daily lifestyle. The subconscious is programmed through repetition and emotion. This means one-time affirmations or random visualizations won't create lasting results. To live permanently in wealth consciousness, you need consistent daily habits that reinforce abundance. Here's how to integrate wealth consciousness into your everyday life. 1. Start your day in abundance mode. How you begin your morning sets the tone for the day. Instead of waking up worried about bills or tasks, take a few minutes to align with prosperity. Affirm, "Today I live in the flow of infinite supply. I am open to receive expected and unexpected wealth." Visualize, see your day flowing smoothly, filled with financial ease and opportunities. Feel, take a moment to feel gratitude for the money you already have, no matter how small. This primes your subconscious to look for abundance rather than lack. 2. Reprogram micro-moments throughout the day. During the day, you'll encounter triggers like paying a bill, hearing bad economic news, or thinking of an expense. These moments are opportunities to reset your inner response. Instead of saying, "I can't afford this," say, "Money flows to me easily. There's always more coming." Instead of worrying about scarcity, silently affirm, "I trust the infinite source. Everything I need is provided. 3. Surround yourself with prosperity signals. Your environment constantly influences your subconscious. Keep reminders of wealth consciousness around you. Books or quotes on abundance. Images that represent your financial goals. Clean, organized spaces that signal order and prosperity. Even small upgrades, like a neat wallet or a tidy workspace, signal your mind that you respect and invite more wealth. 4. Practice evening prosperity reflection. Before bed, instead of replaying worries, list 3 moments of abundance you experienced that day. They could be as simple as saving money, receiving a compliment, or feeling inspired. This trains your mind to see abundance everywhere, not just in big events. 5. Maintain the law of circulation. Make generosity a lifestyle, not a rare event. Every week, find a small way to give, whether it's money, time, or kindness. This keeps the wealth energy moving and strengthens your trust that more will always flow back. By making these simple habits automatic, you shift wealth consciousness from a practice into a way of being. Shifting identity, from trying to get rich to being rich. The most powerful change you can make isn't just in your actions, but in your identity. People who try to get rich constantly operate from lack. Their subconscious is saying, I'm not rich yet, so I need to work harder, worry more, and chase money. This mindset only reinforces the reality of not having enough. To truly live in wealth consciousness, you must shift into the identity of someone who already is wealthy. 1. Embody the feeling of already having it. Instead of saying, I want more money, say, I'm grateful for the endless abundance that surrounds me. Your subconscious doesn't respond to future tense. It responds to present reality. Feel rich now, and the external world will catch up. 2. Ask, what would a wealthy person think/do? When faced with a decision, ask, how would the wealthiest version of me think and act in this situation? Would they panic about a small expense? Would they feel guilty about enjoying comfort? Would they feel unworthy of good opportunities? No, they'd feel calm, deserving, and open. Start practicing those attitudes before the money shows up. 3. Upgrade self-talk and identity statements. Stop reinforcing a poor identity with statements like, I can't afford this. Money is always a struggle for me. Instead, adopt empowering identity statements. I am someone who always finds a way to prosper. Money comes to me easily because I am aligned with abundance. 4. Align your actions with your new identity. Wealth consciousness isn't just mental, it's behavioral. Take small actions that reflect your new identity. Organize your finances like someone who respects money. Dress and carry yourself with confidence, even in simple clothes. Invest in your growth. Wealthy people value knowledge. These small upgrades signal to your subconscious that you're already living in abundance. The final prosperity meditation. Here's a simple yet powerful meditation to lock in wealth consciousness. You can do this daily for 5 to 10 minutes. Find a quiet space. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and take 3 deep breaths. Feel your body relax. Visualize infinite supply. Imagine a beautiful golden light all around you, representing the infinite abundance of the universe. See it flowing toward you like a gentle river. Affirm your oneness with abundance. Silently say, I'm one with infinite supply. Wealth is my natural state. I'm always provided for, always supported, always blessed. Feel the emotion of already having it. Feel as if all your financial desires are already fulfilled. Experience the relief, the freedom, and the gratitude. Smile and let the feeling sink deeply into your subconscious. Seal it with gratitude. Finally say, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the wealth and prosperity that is mine now and always. Open your eyes with a calm, knowing that your subconscious is now working on your behalf. Your call to action, living the abundant life. We come full circle. You've learned how to reprogram your subconscious for wealth. Heal limiting beliefs about money. Use affirmations, visualization, and sleep programming. Trust intuition for financial decisions. Attract unexpected money and miracles. Circulate prosperity to keep the flow alive. But knowledge alone isn't enough. Wealth consciousness becomes permanent through practice, faith, and consistency. So here's your call to action. Pick 1 or 2 wealth practices and do them daily. Consistency is more powerful than doing many things sporadically. Shift your inner dialogue. Whenever you catch yourself thinking lack, replace it with an abundant statement. Take inspired action. Trust your subconscious nudges and move toward opportunities with confidence. Stay open to receiving. Expect good things to come, in both expected and unexpected ways. Celebrate every sign of abundance. Even small wins reinforce wealth consciousness. Living in a permanent state of wealth consciousness. When you fully embrace wealth consciousness, something magical happens. You stop chasing money and start attracting it. You release fear and anxiety around finances. You feel calm, secure, and deserving of abundance. Opportunities, people, and ideas flow to you effortlessly. You realize that you were never separate from wealth. It was always within you, waiting for you to accept it. Joseph Murphy beautifully said, "The infinite riches of your subconscious can supply you with everything you need, provided you are open and receptive to them." So today, make a choice to live as someone who is already abundant. Not someday in the future, not when conditions improve, but now. You are rich in ideas. You are rich in love. You are rich in opportunities. And because your inner world creates your outer reality, financial wealth must follow. Final affirmation. Say this every day as a reminder of who you really are. I live in a permanent state of wealth consciousness. I am one with infinite supply. Money, success, and opportunities flow to me effortlessly. I am grateful for the abundance within and around me, now and forever.